Or
Start stream.
the stream. Oh, I forgot to title the stream.
Forgot to title the stream.
Forgot to title the stream. Gonna retitle it.
What do we call a stream?
You're gonna call this stream something better than Joe and Cleo do crafts yesterday.
I'm not Cleo. No.
Quinn and coffee on HermitCraft. Since I've been doing my morning streams branded as coffee streams for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, Quinn and coffee.
Makes sense. Quinn and coffee, queen and country. Oh my God. Good morning, fair people of the internet.
Are they fair? Do they follow all the rules, you think?
Are you fair or are you rebellious?
Sometimes rebels have a strong sense of fairness. It can happen.
Are you organized in some kind of alliance? A rebel alliance.
Of course. Oh, that's the best kind and whatnot.
Good morning, world.
Woo. Okay, I've got my Photoshop window too tall here. I gotta shrink that down a bit.
I don't have a Photoshop window at all.
Oh boy. Well, how do you enhance things with Adobe Photoshop software?
I simply don't.
Wow. That's the dream. Did I tell you I literally had that dream?
Oh, you do have that dream, and I do pay monthly for the Adobe Creative Cloud, so.
Oh, okay. Well, you know,
So I'm not living your dream.
if people,
I was just riffing and making stuff up.
no, that's fair. For something, a real way to help. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. We are splitting the tips 50-50 today between Quinn and I.
And we've got 2 Adobe suites between the 2 of us. So.
Oh my gosh. Oh, actually, in other actually legitimately exciting software subscription news, I wasn't gonna open with this, but like we
What a segue.
What a segue. We're there. Let me find out why the Elgato isn't working. Yeah, there it is. Oh, because I'm not connected to the Minecraft.
Connecting to the Minecraft.
The Minecraft connection is beginning. Where did I log out? Okay, good. I logged out roughly here. Okay.
Ah. So you're at the rear of your pinball machine.
Well, I'm on the back box.
You're on the back box.
I'm looking at the back box here. I'm on the scaffolds on the back side of the back box.
Okay.
I'm assuming, Jeff, that was a shortcut. Jeff likes to use the thing as a shortcut these days.
Use what as a shortcut?
He'll put all his stuff in a box and then use lava to get home.
Oh, I didn't know that was possible.
Anything's possible with lava.
Anything is possible
With lava. Okay. So let's make sure we got the live event chat open
I
here
see
in the
it.
Discord. I know you see it.
Dwubaka's here.
Unlimited.
Unlimited creativity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Says.
Mahi's Uwu and Daddy Matrix and Winner 83.
Mm-hmm. Joe and Quinn Hills in the morning.
Oh!
Okay. So let's see what we got here. We got this whole thing. No, I was gonna say, I almost missed on Tuesday the big Apple news for creatives. Did you see that they're doing Logic Pro and Final Cut Pro on the iPad now?
I did not.
Yeah. I don't know how many people will have much of a use case for it, but like, this is the sort of thing that I was dying for years. Because there's all sorts of situations where like, if I'm on a bus or waiting to pick up my kid from something, where I'm like, I could pull out an iPad but wouldn't feel comfortable pulling out a laptop.
Right.
And so for like going through and like reviewing footage and stuff, I'm very excited.
That's cool. The turning point of forks stuck in the
Uh-oh, I better watch my wrists.
Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go.
I'm glad that I vaguely knew where your laptop was and did not hurl myself directly into it.
Yeah, we were just talking
I
about
was like,
the,
let me buy you a new...
value of laptops.
Yeah, let me buy you a laptop. If people want to chip in towards equipment costs, tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Moon Roses for You says, I'm excited for tomorrow's stream. Unfortunately, I have work. Will the VOD stay up? I don't know. Nintendo has been taking down a lot of people's VODs because it's a new game.
Yeah.
They can't stop us from streaming, but I will not promise a VOD. That's outside my control, basically. Especially if we're going to be, like, messing around with musical instruments. Even though Quinn's not bringing the guitar tomorrow, we've got the Kinder Glockenspiel. You were thinking about bringing the harmonica.
Perhaps.
So, yeah, I don't want to overpromise you there, Moon Roses.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we do really weird out there stuff, it might be more ephemeral than usual because we're not operating in our normal framework.
Yeah. But it is going to be like, what, a 6-hour stream? So
yeah, it's going to be a 6-hour stream.
Pop in at some point during a lunch break or something.
Yeah, it's going to start at the same time we're starting now. And, Nope Queen says, howdy Hills siblings, hopefully soon Hills spinblings.
Spinbling?
Because we spin when people give us money for bling, I think is the...
that's correct.
And we're also siblings.
Yes, rotationally.
Rotationally speaking, that's how that works.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
Jotationally quinning.
Kindle says it's 6 hours non-stop. Yes.
Non-stop, we're going to eat throughout.
Yeah, we're going to start at 8:30 in the morning. Basically, that's going to run the entire time my daughter's at school. Is the plan.
If I had a daughter, she would also be at school during that time.
Yeah, so we obviously have to route around both actual and imaginary children's schedules. Kindle says raising $2 billion in 6 hours will be a record of some sort. I think if we're gonna stream longer than usual, we need to set a higher than usual financial target. So yeah,
I think so, and I'm confident that we can meet that because we've hit comparable milestones in the past.
Yeah, I've got a thermometer here that I drew on the whiteboard.
Yeah, because things are gonna get hot.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, so if we hit 2 billion, then that's enough to start getting some prestige television programming.
Yes, because they're phasing out HBO, and so we need to...
There's a gap there.
Yeah, exactly. There's an opening in the market, and who better to fill that gap than us?
Yeah. Kindle says, I like the logarithmic scale of the thermometer. Yeah, thank you. I came up with that myself when I realized there's no way to make this work otherwise.
There's no way to make this work otherwise.
Oh boy, actually, I want to do some math. How much is an Adobe subscription per month? Is it 57 still, or did it go up to 62?
I keep telling them I'm about to cancel, and then they bring it down to like 40 a month.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it's still 57. So let's see, 2 billion divided by somebody. Wait, the calculator won't go that high on my phone app. What if I turn it this way?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
If you turn it sideways.
Okay, now we can be doing our math on trillions.
So 2 billion divided by 57 is... Whoa, that was not divided. Okay, hold on. 2 billion divided by 57 is 35,087,000. So let's pull up...
couldn't you have been calculating this on the abacus?
No, not... Long division's hard. Okay, so countries by population list. I want to know with $2 billion, how many... what country could you buy an Adobe suite for the entire... basically, more than all of Saudi Arabia, but slightly less than all of Uzbekistan.
Okay.
Because they've got 34 million and 36 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's something maybe Mr. Beast would do. I don't think we would do that.
I still don't know who
I
that is, and
I
I
bought
still
an
refuse to
Adobe
learn. Like,
subscription for an entire country, and I recorded myself doing it.
yeah, look at all these Saudi Arabian children using Adobe Photoshop.
Yeah, you don't really need to know him other than he's
I heard he's rich and he might be Bill Gates' son, but I don't know. That's
Eh.
literally the two things I've heard.
he's this week's charlatan. That's about it.
Oh. Okay. You know what they say? This week's charlatan, next week's Charlemagne. Does that work?
Yeah.
What was the name of the guy that they tried to kill that they had to chop up and throw in the river? Next
John the
week's,
Baptist.
No, Rasputin.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's Charlatan and Rasputin. Yeah, there is some meter there or something.
Yeah. Well, because Mr. Beast is the person who saw the TV show Squid Games and was like, oh, this is cool.
Oh, let's
I
do
should
that.
make this a real thing.
Mm.
Somehow missing the entire point of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about
yeah,
games.
Yeah.
It's about work. Okay.
Work.
Work. Angelica. Work, work. Eliza.
And Peggy.
Skylar sisters.
Angelica.
Eliza. You know, that actually might be a fun one for the Beetlejuice. Not today, because we already picked our goals for today.
What are our goals for today?
I believe, in celebration of Anthony, we would be doing Anthony's song at 180.
Correct.
So if we hit 180, we will be performing Anthony's song by Billy Joel. What's that more popularly known as?
Moving out.
Moving out. Because if that's moving up,
Then I'm
moving out. But there's also 360. We had another goal. What was that again? It was also something.
There was a bottle of white.
Was there a bottle of wet red? Bottle of wed?
A bottle
of wed.
A bottle of wet. Hey y'all, Joe's getting married at some point.
Oh my gosh! What if we did the? I don't want to do this as the goal, but now I'm thinking through it. Okay. Scenes from an Italian Western.
Guido Joe-oast.
Oh boy.
Guido Joe-oast will do the whole song.
A bottle of wed. A bottle of white. Whatever kind of mood you're in tonight. I meet you anytime you want at our Italian restaurant. Wait. What's the first?
It's a bottle of white, a bottle of
Well,
red.
no. There's
a bottle of rosé instead.
There's a whole thing in there where it's like, oh whoa, oh whoa, oh whoa, oh whoa, 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 oh whoa. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Wanda and Eddie with the popular steadies.
Popular steadies, and the king and the queen of the plum. Riding around with the car top down and the radio on.
All right, well, let's not give him too much.
Yeah, I know.
We need to hit the goal. You're just giving
I
it
know,
away
we're
for
just
free
doing
now.
the song.
Just doing the whole song.
Yeah, because, no, but the plan was to do that as the Beetlejuice, not as the O-Oast. Joe-Oast.
O-Oast. Joe-Oast. The Joe-Oast of the show.
Marco-O. Po-wo-wo-wo.
I haven't played that game in a long, long time.
Oh, boy. Possible ban evader monitoring who's immediately demanding people buy some sort of crypto thing. Yeah, I think...
If you have crypto in your name, and you're not talking about cryptids,
or
then get ye gone.
Or Superman's dog.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Soup's dog is alright with me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot that the dad from 29th Street acts in the Scenes from an Italian Restaurant music video.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you know who's in something is, you know the guy who played Andy Dufresne, the accountant on trial for murder in the state of Maine?
Andy Dufresne. It rings a bell. What is the actual name of that? What's that from?
Stephen King had a novel called The Shawshank Redemption that they adapted into a film of the same name.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, so apparently the guy who played Andy Dufresne is in the show Silo that I was telling you about last night. I got like 5 more hours into the book on tape and did not do a good job of going to bed last night. But it's really good. So I haven't watched the show yet, but I'm like now a third of the way, I think, through the novel Wool by Hugh Howry that got adapted into the show.
How many pages in that?
You know, that's a great question. The thing is, it was never printed. That's one of the reasons I never got it.
What's an ebook?
It was an ebook. It was released as like a Kindle exclusive, and it was like So I don't know if Kindle books. It looks like if they printed it, it would be 250 pages.
Okay.
So.
Wool is considered a novelette.
Wool 5 is 250 pages in print. The original Wool is considered a novelette. Okay.
60 pages. Oh, okay. You can breeze through that puppy.
Yeah. Okay, so apparently.
So does the show adapt just the first?
I'm assuming
book or all 5.
I don't know for sure because I haven't seen it yet. I'm assuming that they're doing it kind of like The Expanse, where like if something from book 2 technically happened at the same time as other stuff was happening in book 1, they're putting that in season 1. You know, because there were some like, oh hey, here's a new character. Here's what they were doing during the events of book 1.
Right. That's
and
fair.
It's like, oh yeah. So I'm kind of hoping to get like through. My goal is to get through a few of the books before sometime this weekend, watching the first couple episodes of the show.
Sounds like a good goal.
I've got a lot of this to work on here, and I say that, but I'm not like actually placing any blocks, which is, bad in air quotes. It's not air quotes if you can't see both of them.
Bad form, Joe. Bad form.
Yeah. Okay. Oh gosh. Now it's nighttime. I finally got settled.
It's night?
I'm really like, okay. I'm gonna get some blocks placed today. Part of me is like, maybe I should just accept that I'm not gonna get them placed right away though, and I should do something else first.
What else would you want to do?
Well, for example, I've got a big furnace down there I need to move some stuff along in, but like...
Got a big old furnace,
But this is one of those things, like, it's like sometimes when I'm, like, working on, like, editing, I'm like, I should start the laundry so I can have that moving in the background while I look at this thing that I'm not actually doing very much on. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, should I?
Do we have a laundry machine cam?
No.
Oh, probably should get one. People want to know.
You know, that would actually save me a lot of trouble checking, like, if the dryer actually finished its cycle or if the door just popped open.
Right.
That would actually legit.
Let's go live.
That's
we talked about an oven cam, so you probably should have a washer dryer cam as well.
Yeah, that's not crazy. Okay.
What's the status on that Doc M incident?
Oh, with the blowing up the thing.
I saw there was like a cat being catnapped or something. There's something going on.
There's something going on.
Okay, you're as informed as I am. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally like whatever. I don't know what Doc is doing right now.
Sure.
And I probably can't go over there because it's spoilers for his episode tomorrow morning is the problem.
Ooh.
So, I don't know what the I don't know what the status is, but it's actively in flux, I guess would be how I think. Sonic Warrior says, is there a reference image for the dryer door popping open? No, it looks basically exactly like when it's closed. It's just slightly open. It it just pops open on its own. It's
Wow.
I got the dryer for free.
So,
Or
pretty good
so
price.
like yeah, from somebody who like they moved and it was too large for their new laundry room, and so they were buying like a compact one.
Oh, I see.
So it's like, Joe, I got to throw this out. Do you want it? I'm like, yes, I want it, type of thing.
Huh. If someone wanted to send us a tip, how would they do that?
Oh, tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Winter says glue some strong magnets on it. I feel like that would just add... No, like, the door needs to be, like, shut. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would make the door... That would put more space between the door and the... I mean...
It needs to be barricaded somehow once it is shut.
Yeah, I tried wedging stuff in there. It works okay. But, like... Ooh! Doc says, Joe, I'm about to... Sure. Is it okay I'm streaming? Okay, let's turn off all these other layers. Deactivate.
Speak of the doctor. Speak of the doctor. Speak of the doctor.
No worries, Doc. Understood. Good luck.
Ooh, spoilery. We will not spoil the doctor's video.
No, 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 no.
Because we
Oh, I actually forgot to put my status as streaming. That's probably why he didn't know. That's my bad.
That's your bad.
If it falls, yeah, that's the thing. Is yeah, if whatever Doc is doing goes well, then it would be a spoiler for us to show how cool it is. If it goes poorly,
still a spoiler.
well, the thing is, 100 monsters that blow stuff up are going to fly outward and start destroying Scar's Kingdom and my pinball machine, which are the two nearest. So I'll just show you. You see right there that thing, that flagpole?
Yeah.
That's where Doc is doing this.
Okay.
So basically,
Can he do it somewhere else, please?
no. No, I use tape to keep it shut. It works pretty well, like 85% of the time, but that's still like 1 in 6 times I start the dryer, the door is popped open.
Yeah, 15% of no fun.
Yeah. So if it goes badly, spoiler territory is gonna come to us. Basically, Doc...
Yeah, which is...
Yeah.
No, that's on Doc.
Yeah. So Doc can say, please don't show things in my area that are spoilers, but if Doc blows up my area, then that's fair game. Now, you'll notice distinctly which side of the pinball machine I started doing the pixel art on first, okay? The side away from Doc.
From the destructive creatures.
Because Doc is always doing wild stuff with explosions and whatnot.
A wild and crazy guy.
Yeah, so this side of the pinball machine is still the plywood and the stencil.
Right.
So, like, even if he tears this whole side up, like, that's fine, because we were going to start doing the pixel art in a week or so on that side anyway.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I lost my lighter there.
Uh-oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
Lakshmi13 says, Doc is fun, but he's a known risk.
Just for reference, not that you could know this, it's pronounced Lakshmi.
Oh, Lakshmi.
13. Yeah.
Thank you.
And the 13 is not optional. So some people are like, yeah, you can shorten it. Other people are like, no, don't do that.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't have a great way to go get a fixed elytra. Oh wait, yeah I do. I'm just not thinking. I know exactly how to get a fixed elytra.
Joe's not thinking because he didn't sleep very much last night. Cool trident.
Thank you. I got it from killing a zombie.
Oh wow, I didn't know zombies were armed with tridents.
Yep. Sometimes.
Sometimes. Aquatic zombies.
Okay. So if I break one of these furnaces, I think that one, some of these ones on the end here are done. They've been, that'll give me some experience that I can use to repair broken or damaged equipment.
Very nice, very nice.
So. And that got me part of the elytra fixed, which is enough. Might go grab another one. Kind of fell down there.
Oh, I see.
Not my best plan. Oh, nope, never mind. Okay, so...
The best laid plans of Joe and Quinn.
Okay. Yeah, so I've had these furnaces running, making copper ingots, so I can age copper, which is a very popular hobby among Minecraft players.
How aged can it get?
I'll show you once I turn these into blocks.
How aged is it?
It's so aged, it makes my cheese look like a wine. Yeah, I know that was the biggest. Okay. So, if we go up here, and back down. Yeah, so if you put copper too close together, it won't age properly.
Oh, I see.
But like, this is
you
new
gotta
copper.
keep them separated.
This is one step of aging.
Ah.
Let me see if I can find one with 2 steps of aging. Most of these here are kind of all or nothing at this point because I've been here for so long.
So they oxidize and...
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can build the Statue of Liberty.
Basically. Oh yeah, here's one at the second stage. You see there's still a little.
I see.
And then, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how we copper.
There's no stage 5.
No.
Doesn't get any agier.
Nope. Welcome, Badger Spanner, joining us from old London town.
Evening, noon, Badger Spanner.
Hey, we also got our first tip of the stream rolling in from Coyote Lovely, who writes, "Good morning. I hope Joe, Quinn, and everyone in chat is having an excellent week."
Thank you, Coyote Lovely. We are now 1/9 of the way to our 180 goal.
Whoa, it's a whole flip over.
A whole flippy dippy.
We're rotating really fast. Oh, the spin, it won't last. We're at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Woo!
20, woo.
Come to the Hall of Goat.
I really want you at some point to get some kind of giant USB dial that you can just rotate every time. I feel like that would be very satisfying.
See, I've thought about that, but you know what is gonna end up happening?
It's not going to be very precise.
Oh, no. It would be fine once I get it working.
Yeah.
But like, to make a USB dial have like an assigned job in OBS, so I could do it even if OBS wasn't like the open application or something.
Oh, because it would like basically be scrolling for every field that's open.
Yeah, basically, if I don't want it to be just a general purpose second scroll wheel.
Yeah.
General purpose second scroll wheel.
General purpose second scroll wheel.
General purpose second scroll wheel. second scroll wheel. Yeah, if I wanted it to only work on this, whether or not this window was open,
Right.
I'd have to write a plugin, I think, for OBS.
Mm.
And I just don't like. That's one of those things that is the sort of thing that I know I'm technically capable of if I spend about a week on it.
Yeah, but that's a week.
But that's a week.
That's a week you don't have.
And I don't like, but it'll annoy me so much to not do it if I bought the scroll wheel. I'd be like, I bought the scroll wheel. It'll just be bothering me.
Yeah. Well, also it's not. The rotating is something that you don't do on every stream anyway, so that's like a lot of time to sink into something that.
Well, it would be fun if I could wobble the main camera for effect.
Oh, that
like,
is cool.
Like,
Woo!
yeah, it'd be like a puppetry thing. Like, I would definitely. That's the thing.
You would
is
use it more.
I could think of a lot of uses.
That's a good point.
It annoys me that I can't rotate easier. That's like if this was a genuinely wasteful week, I'd be like, oh, well, it's dumb to even think about that. But like, no, I'm like, oh boy. Well, while I'm reading, if I got to a scary part of Dracula, I could wobble it like. When Van Helsing is booming, I could have the microphone, the camera,
Right, yeah.
or it's like,
Or if there's a thunderclap or something.
yeah, or if they're on a ship, I could have it going back and
yeah.
forth, like.
Might make the folks at home seasick.
Mm-hmm. Badger Spanner writes, I once opened a bottle of red wine that had rotted in the bottle. That smelled exactly like rotten cheese. Ugh.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee. That does not sound like a fine bottle of wine.
No, it does not.
KMS says, can you assign hotkeys to rotate the window in OBS like Control-Alt-R or Control-Alt-L or something? The thing is, this is the sort. It's very close to existing OBS functionality, but I don't think it's actually in there.
Yeah.
So I think I would legitimately have to either write a plugin or write a patch. And I will say, I've tried working with OBS's codebase before for, like, compiling in new functionality. And getting OBS to compile is very time-consuming.
Yeah. What's that software that Manu uses? Is there some...
He uses...
Lionheart?
Oh, well, that's a plugin for OBS.
Yeah, but...
Leorin board.
Leorin board, is there maybe a way to use Leorin board to make it easier?
Maybe. Yeah, he switched to something else though called Sammy.
Oh, okay.
But like, I mean, I could at least ask him for help at that point if that were the way I wanted to go with it.
Sure.
So it's not like a terrible suggestion, but yeah, it's definitely.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just trying to have a think on it.
Yeah. It's like a whole thing is kind of the point though. It's like it's not a trivial
No.
but like it's almost a trivial thing. It's not like, oh boy, I'd have to spend months on this. But like it's definitely days to a week.
For sure.
Like if I got really lucky, but like okay, so like cuz there are a bunch of things that you can do with hotkeys in OBS. But not everything.
Right. What was that?
That, I think, means a wither has been summoned.
Is that good or bad?
Well, let's see if we get 99 more of those.
Oh, is that the thing that Doc possibly unleashed into the world?
Yeah.
Oh no, we might be doomed. Take cover in another room. We're doomed. We're doomed. We have made our own tomb. We're doomed. We're doomed. I guess Doc made the tomb.
Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom.
We're doomed.
Yeah, somebody says, I hope there's been a world backup made. Yeah, I mean, there is, but, like, I'm also working, so, like, it's not like it's gonna be...
Yeah, I'm working here.
I'm working here. Hey, Doc M, try not to screw up the entire server, just as a treat for those of us, you know, who got stuffs to do.
Also, isn't it more interesting if havoc is wrought and then y'all have to deal with the aftermath?
Well, like,
kind of feels like cheating to be
what-
like, oh, let's just go back to the way things were.
When he left the... Well, I mean, when he let all those wardens out, for example, we had to go round him up. But, like, there are ostensibly, like, some of the stuff he's doing takes advantage of, like, glitches in the game that could objectively, like, destroy the world save.
Oh, okay.
Like... So,
and y'all aren't ready for a new season.
If the world save got destroyed, we're gonna roll back.
Right, I see.
You know, like,
I just thought in context of like, oh well, they're gonna destroy a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
well, that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, we're playing a game with this. Like I said, that's why that half of the pinball machine is
breaking the game.
If you're actually making it actually unplayable, which is a thing that has happened on occasion.
I see.
Usually it happens because of, like the only times we've had to roll back have been because, like, there was an update that broke the game, usually.
Roll back the clock to the dawn of time.
One time on the modded server, one of the mods had a feature that basically killed the frame rate of the server. If you started a fire that turned the nether, like the hellscape, into ice, there was like a special magical flame that turned that stuff into snow. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I put some of that down. I'm like, I wonder how far it'll spread. And it just spread outward infinitely. I literally froze over hell and then destroyed the CPU of the server. Well, not destroy, like, it locked up because there's too many calculations per second.
Oh my gosh.
And the server kept crashing and they had to, like, roll back. But, like, it has to be to the point, like, but we, like, legitimately tried to fly around and put out the fire, but we couldn't fly around because the server was locking up, and, like, it's like...
Well, you didn't start the fire.
In that case, I did. There's actual video evidence I started the fire. People are saying, what was that? Okay, so yeah, that was Joe Hills Freezes Hell. I don't know the name of the...
Joe Hills Freezes Hell.
Let me see if I can find that episode.
Into the nether realm.
Boy, that is not showing up on Google. Let's try YouTube search. That's
I
sometimes
love that Joe Hills Pronouns is one of the top searches.
Is it really?
Yeah.
When I started typing Joe Hills? That's funny. Okay,
Joe Hills Pronouns. What are her pronouns?
Is this it? No. Dang it, nether freeze. For some reason when you type...
For nether, and nether, and nether, and nether, and
maybe it froze? Like I froze the nether?
I'll be back. Soon you'll see.
Okay, I've got 49 episodes with nether in the title.
Microbird posted it in the Discord, I believe.
Oh, it was called Another Disaster. Yeah. Surprise! Another Disaster. Yeah, this is objectively the worst thing I've ever done on the server. But this was on one of our modded sides.
And
yeah.
far-ranging.
Yeah, this was one of the modded side series. But
when did this happen? Years ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Corinne was taking a nap, and I was trying to fix this before she woke up. That was the other thing. So I had this huge time pressure of, like, I'm going to have to bounce you guys.
Oh, no. Not another disaster.
Yeah. Modded provides ways to crash servers in ways never imagined. Very true. Yeah, well, let's just go ahead and post that on tumblr.com. Because I've got the URL.
Putting all your bumbles on tumbles.
Mm-hmm. Remember that time I froze hell over?
Hey, remember that time I froze hell over.
Remember that time I froze hell over? Through a bottle of... I don't know. Dang it, this sounds like the beginning of a song.
Remember that time I froze hell over
Yeah.
for the second time?
HermitCraft.
Well, I was riffing on a Regina Spektor song.
Oh, I don't know that one. I just
You
know the one she
should.
did with Ben Folds.
That's not even her best, even nearly best song.
Wait, which one should I know then?
Oh, like all of them.
Oh, okay. That my broad ignorance is unacceptable. Okay.
Yes.
But anyway, so if you're curious what it takes,
Don't insult the broads out there.
Gotcha. Took me a second on that one. But yeah, I was gonna say if you're curious what it takes for us to actually have to roll back the server, that's a pretty good example of like a situation where it's like, oh yeah, that's a restart. Okay.
Daddy Matrix says, did not expect Regina Spektor this morning, and I'm here for it.
Well,
Expect the unexpected.
I expect the unrespected. Yeah, like there's something there.
I respect that.
Yeah.
After all, the Jost is a specter.
Yep. The cam account view is off at the moment. Oh yeah, let me turn that back on.
Cam account view is off at the moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna break this scaffolding because I can't tell what I'm doing. Like that's
Good call.
why we have the camera account.
Scaffolding is made to be broken.
Yeah, it is actually. That's why they make it from bamboo.
Mm-hmm.
Nature's most biodegradable wood.
Yep.
Okay.
Bringing some pandas to nom it all.
Tips are welcome. Just as a reminder, we're splitting those 50-50. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat.
Joe Hills and a YouTube Super Chat.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people on Tumblr seem to like my latest video.
It's killing me. I must confess, I still believe.
Still believe.
When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign.
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely coming together.
It's looking swirly, Joe.
Yeah, it needs a little bit more. I always forget. The further
It needs a certain je ne sais quoi.
Have you met Jenna Sequoia? Did you go to that thing? I didn't go to that
I
thing.
didn't go to that thing. I had something else to go
Yeah. Oh, she's really cool though. I think.
Still stream? I haven't seen her on in a while.
Well, she streams like really late, like kind of like on weekends.
Okay.
She has like a day job at like the state building or something.
Okay.
She does something downtown.
Something down.
But no.
Let's not give too many locations.
Well, I mean, she talks about it like
okay.
all the time on like her Twitter. Like, oh, here's a picture from out my building of like, you know, like look at what's going on over downtown today.
Okay.
Like, yeah. So it's. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily have brought that up otherwise. But yeah, that's she has baked that into her personal
It's part of the brand.
Yeah, she's one of those people that works downtown. That's part of the thing. Ooh, Doc says we survived. That's a success.
For now.
For now.
you gonna put a topper on this pinball machine?
Only if they adjust the build height in the new Minecraft update, because the
Say your favorite band sucks.
yeah. So this is the build height. If I try to place a block, it says height for limit for building is 319.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know there was a maximum.
Yeah. Oh, it's disappointing. I feel like the bed mod used to make that text get bigger too. But it doesn't anymore because it's really only supposed to be a bed mod. But it, like, as a glitch when we first got it, it also made the height limit for building as 319 text get bigger.
That's too bad.
But I gotta miss that. I gotta ask Toxic if we can make that like a configurable option. Like, or do we need a separate height limit for building as 319 mod? Birds are nice.
Listen to those birds.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever popped in and watched any of my coffee streams, but yeah, I just straight up point the mic out the window and listen to the birds while I work.
Well, I don't drink coffee, so I'd have no reason to watch your streams.
No, that makes sense. I get it. I cannot blame you.
I only watch this one because I'm on it.
Because you're on it, yeah. You are on it. Okay. So I'm feeling like this is generally pretty okay now.
I feel like it's admirably okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's definitely not exactly where I want it to be in the long term, but... Oh yeah, I should probably put my totem back on. Wink.
Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Say no more.
Oh, wink, wink, pinball nudgers.
Oh, wink, wink.
Tilt slam.
Tilt slam.
It's actually slam tilt, but it's a better rhyme.
Yeah, it is a better rhyme, isn't it?
Uh-oh, Lakshmi13 doesn't drink coffee, says, I learned from Quinn, shouldn't be watching her brother's morning streams. Bye!
Goodbye, Lakshmi 13.
Isn't there a song called Goodbye Love? It'd be hard to stretch love into Lakshmi 13. It starts the same.
Goodbye, Lakshmi 13. Goodbye, Lakshmi 13.
Yeah, it's like, it's almost there, but not quite. It's like... Goodbye.
It's from the musical Rent, isn't it?
Is it? Oh.
Isn't it?
Isn't it? Yes.
I hear you say, goodbye, love, goodbye.
Okay.
Good morning, the smile be so wrong. Why aren't tired years strewn on the cutting room floor of memory?
Yeah. Okay, I feel like this is gonna look better the further we get away from it. I mean, that's true of most
Everything.
things that you look
I look
at.
better the further you get away from me.
That's true.
Thank you, Joseph.
That's why people like it when the camera is the smallest on my streams. Does Quinn work as a full-time musician? Quinn, I'll let you handle that one.
No, but I would love to.
If you would
If
like,
you'd like to join my Patreon, that would help out a lot. Patreon.com
okay, patreon.com
/Redacted Hills. I can also make songs for you if you go to redactedhills.com.
That's the one I liked first.
I recently did a commission for NJ Coffee Junkie.
NJ Coffee Junkie.
And
NJ
and-
Coffee Junkie.
And that song is now featured on the NJ channels. So I can do a theme song for you. I can do an original complete song for you. I can, if you want a song written for like someone's birthday or for graduations are coming up.
Yeah, yep.
All sorts of stuff.
I gotta say, NJ says, you don't have to drink coffee to be here or just hanging out. That reminds me of that old saying, like you'd see on coffee mugs or whatever, You don't have to be crazy to work here, but it helps.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw, but at Dollywood, they had signs that said, you don't have to be crazy to work here. We'll train you.
That's pretty good.
I liked the, yeah, I was just...
I also feel like that's kind of captures the spirit of a Dollyism in a way.
Yeah, it's...
You don't have to be crazy to work here. We'll train you.
Yeah, exactly. It feels very on brand. Okay.
Birds are chirping on this morning. Hello, birdies. Hello.
Yeah. I feel like I could keep nitpicking this nebula here to death. Or not nebula, this galaxy. But
Yes,
realistically...
nebulous nitpicking.
Yeah. Nebula picking. I feel like, okay, there's like one more area that I really want to do, and then we need to move on. We need to just get out there and work on the next thing.
Yeah, move on.
Moving on is a chance you take any time you try to stay. Wait, is that the song we're supposed to sing at one of our goals? Maybe I should stop.
No,
that's not.
We're
Okay.
trying to sing "Moving Out."
Oh, what was I singing?
Moving on.
Moving. Oh, yeah. Those are not the same.
No, different prepositions.
Yeah, no, you're correct. Okay.
And how close, or how near and dear are we to our 180 goal?
We are 160 away from our 180 goal.
160 away.
Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. NJ says they started construction on the bathroom. Thank you to NJ's construction workers. You're gonna do great at renovating in New Jersey. Fixing that bathroom that has been broken. It's appreciated. Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you, NJ's.
This one's for you.
This one's for
Bathroom
you.
construction worker.
Yeah. Because NJ always watches with the speakers on, so they can definitely hear
Right.
this. Like, this is way too
NJ
loud.
always has some kind of worker
Oh, yeah,
in
like...
the home.
Yeah, like when they
while
had to
you're
when they had to
streaming.
replace her front door because the cops kicked down the
Yeah,
wrong
I was
one.
on that stream too.
Yeah, yeah. The guy working on the door is just
Yeah.
like, wait, did the cops really kick down your door because they thought there was a lot of cocaine here?
Yeah, and you were probably streaming while the cops kicked down the door too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit too much dark green in there, but it's not perfect. Okay, so, oh yeah, I was gonna do a little baby bit right here too.
Little baby bit.
Oh, bye. Oh, look at the bye.
Oh, I
They-
like a bye.
NJ says they can hear you. I know they can. That's why we're only saying nice things. NJ is a really good person who deserves to have a functioning bathroom, and I appreciate you going out there and fixing it. We can't. We don't have the technical aptitude. That is a
No.
profession that requires, like, you have to be a journeyman. You have to, like, train to, like, learn.
Yes.
Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff where if you screw it up, it's going to be a big problem in, like, a week and a half.
We also don't have the benefit of time space.
We don't live near you. So we couldn't, even if we had the skills, we couldn't do it.
Exactly.
Like, I appreciate it. I'm glad that people help out nice people like NJ, even when we can't.
So what happened this time? The cops kicked through the bathroom wall, or something? like the Kool-Aid man.
No, I think they were.
Why do the cops keep doing that?
Yeah. No. They were pursuing a suspect, and the suspect did a cool move with the emergency brake, and the cops couldn't turn fast enough and just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Straight through the wall.
Happens to the best of us. Happens more often in New Jersey, but
Yeah. Oh man. But speaking of time space, Ben Patton's Jump Leads has been adapted from comic into like audio play. And I haven't heard the third
Interesting.
episode because it went out yesterday when I was already in the middle of my audiobook. But I
Oh, I
listened to the
see.
first 2 episodes. Yeah, it's
Is
about
it on the all major streaming
all major
platforms?
podcasts. It's called Jump Leads. Have I talked to you about this?
No, you haven't.
It's about these so it like Jump Leads is kind of like a pastiche of British science fiction. It's not a parody of any one particular thing,
Sure.
but it's just like that style, but like with the comedy amped up a little bit extra.
Oh, yeah, they're not ones for humor over there.
Yeah. But yeah, what are the so basically it's about these two interdimensional agents whose job it is to keep like the dimensions in balance or whatever. And their ship malfunctions, and then they're basically like Sam Beckett, where they're just like popping from dimension to dimension, trying to fix stuff and explore. And
I'm usually not a fan of poppin', but this does sound interesting.
Yeah, yeah, there's a great bit when they first get their ship, and it's described as like looking like a Brussels sprout, like slightly larger than a van, and then they climb into the cockpit, and it's like super tiny and cramped, and one of them is like, well, it's bigger on the outside. And the other guy goes, yeah, you gotta insulate the hell out of these things. It's just like, yeah, I guess that makes
a nice little
Doctor Who joke.
A little Whovian for you.
Yeah. But like, I guess it makes sense if you got some sort of, spaceship type thing that, or some sort of ship or craft that jumps between dimensions. Yeah, you need a lot of insulation. It's just, it's super dangerous otherwise. Like, okay. Okay. I'm just gonna pop in one of these here.
The walls are breaking and the NJ's couch is shaking. They're going to town in there. They're professionals, so we have to trust. They know what to do. They know what to do.
Woo! Alrighty. I'm feeling really good about my decision to start swapping in some copper in some of these blocks.
It's nice.
It solves a lot of the gaps between the browns and the greens that I just wasn't bridging very well.
Add some nice contrast as well.
Yeah. Because right now, I think one of the things that made the that one galaxy stand out so much was the fact that we weren't. I was only using the copper in that one, but if I go back in, I think this one down here would benefit from it as well, because this one also has that green and brown blend.
Right.
So, yeah. This down here would also use it. I don't want to waste too much time reworking stuff right now. I really want to get up here and start working up directly above there. So let's see what colors we need for that part. Let's scroll upward a bit in Adobe Photoshop. Okay, like Adobe Photoshop, phone in RoboCop. I get up on the mic and I won't ever stop. Okay, let's go. We are starting 2 blocks. Whoa, what was that?
What was what?
It's turned the whole. That was the object selection tool. Oh wow, that is not what I want. I wanted the ruler. Okay, trying to switch from the ruler or from the object selection tool to the ruler crashed Adobe Photoshop. $57 a month, people, for that. Let's open up Deep Field 2023 Skin Dash Recovered. Okay. Looks like we're gonna need some orange here.
Orange, you say?
Indeed. Okay.
Orange, you glad I'm here?
I am glad you're here, actually.
Yeah.
Anybody else who's glad Quinn is here, just a reminder, Quinn had to schlep that guitar all the way across town. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube.
It was about a 30-minute commute.
Yeah. We are splitting the tips 50-50 today. Okay.
I woke up at 6 a.m. for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm out of torches. Let's grab some orange blocks as well. Actually, let's put down some of the plain copper ones.
Yes, Joe. Put down the copper.
Put down the copper and step away. Okay.
Coppers, that's kind of what the problem was in the first place, wasn't it?
Yeah, with NJ's door.
Yep.
Okay, orange terracotta must have. How are we on brown terracotta? We're okay.
Yes, orange terracotta is a must-have for this season.
Yep. We're gonna need normal terracotta for this upcoming bit. Yeah, maybe. Chloe the Great and Powerful. Tip 7. It's gonna rotate us up to 27 degrees here.
27 degrees. Thanks to Chloe.
Thanks to Chloe.
Thanks to Chloe. Thank you, Chloe. You are great and powerful.
Okay, we got some orange concrete to complement our orange terracotta.
Mm.
We got... Okay, do we need red for the... Oh,
Quinn
yeah.
loves orange concrete. I do,
Who
I do,
loves
I
orange
do.
concrete?
I do, I do, I do.
Okay.
La 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 la. I love orange concrete. Don't let it deplete.
Never.
It's what we need. And upon it I shall feed. Orange concrete, my beloved orange concrete. Orange concrete, you are my sweet orange concrete.
I'm gonna need very little green for the time being. I'm gonna need some black concrete powder, though. Okay.
You need some green, Joe?
Boy, this is...
PayPal.me/Joe Hills, because Joe Hills needs some green.
Hey, Emily Rattini tips 2. It says, have you heard of the Merlin Bird ID app? Yeah, actually, because the Penny Arcade guys got really into bird songs in the last week and a half. And, no, they've been collecting them like Pokemon. They're, like, running around town, be like, I recorded this bird. Like, yeah, I was actually ahead of them on that one. I was doing these bird song streams, like, for about a month. So, yeah. But, I don't use that app myself, because if I sit here long enough, Badger will say which of the birds it is. Because Badger would sit out and listen to the birds and identify them.
So, I think you're getting a service better than the app.
Yeah. It's like
transmitted to you from thousands of miles away.
yeah, like I'd rather have somebody from the British Isles definitively tell me what birds are.
It's what fiancés are for.
Winter83 says they are making a Good Burger 2 on Paramount Plus. Are they using the original actors? Because like I feel like the guy who played the old guy might not still be alive.
Abe Vigoda.
Yeah, is he?
They are using Keenan and Kel.
Is Abe
there was
Vigoda still alive? I
there was
don't know.
actually a novelization of a sequel that I own that came out like years ago called Good Burger 2 Go.
Oh, where they add like a delivery thing or something, or did they already have catering?
They had delivery.
Because they had
There's
that
a scene
they had
where
the
they go
the
to
hamburger
deliver
car.
to Shaq.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Back when he
after a
was
Lakers game.
at a Shakhtar,
Yes.
before his Shacking career dried up.
Well, does he still shacked?
I don't.
know.
I actually don't know.
I suppose not.
I was gonna say I'm surprised they didn't bring him in for the Star Trek Picard Series 3 because they brought everybody else.
Everyone else. You're right.
Yeah, but they didn't bring in Shaq.
They didn't bring in Shaq.
Drew Baca says Abe passed away in 2016. Yeah, that's
well, with the CGI and the...
I really hope they don't do that. I would
really
be
hope
I
they
would be
don't.
disappointed if they did. Like either recast him with like I don't know, bring in who's getting older? Jason Isaacs.
Yeah. It really depends on the estate. It really depends on the estate because there are like I follow Zelda Williams on Twitter.
Yeah.
Whose father was Robin Williams.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
And she is very firm about number one, my dad did not want to be used in this way.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to let that happen as long as I'm alive. And I'm like, this is cool. This is good. I like this.
So, like...
Because I would not want to be used like that myself.
I would say, if I knew I was leaving Corinne in a state of poverty otherwise...
Oh, okay. If there were no other option.
I would... That would be the only thing, like, okay, like... If she was already a working adult, I wouldn't be worried about it. But like, if I have a child,
sure,
and it's like this could pay for her college or whatever,
yeah,
I would like leave that as an option, but explicitly like say like, the money has to go to covering into a trust to cover certain expenses to help her get on her feet.
Sure,
like the Breaking Bad kind of. Like a scenario,
sure,
but like that's it. Like, and realistically, I think
I would be happy to take her in if that was something you were open to. I guess
if that came down to it. I mean, honestly, like, it's a whole. It would be a severe custody mess if I were to pass away.
Good points.
I don't really want to talk about that right now because it would not be good.
We don't talk about custody mess.
No.
We don't talk about custody mess.
Okay. Bye, Muhammad. Have a good day.
Goodbye, Muhammad.
I'm glad he doesn't have a profile picture. Because, like,
I see what you did there.
Yeah, you can get in trouble for that. Okay, so if I go up, how many blocks here? Until we hit that next bit. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 would put us up to there. So 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay, so then we're gonna have a black terracotta and a gray terracotta. And then we're gonna have.
You've got a whole marvelous palette here.
Oh yeah.
It's and I like to think of each block as the inhabitant of a town, a palette town.
A palette town, if you will. Yeah.
The radiance Sun City.
I'm on the road to become the greatest trainer. Is that actually from the show, or what?
It is from the show.
I was like, I feel like I like that's just one of those things. Like, I don't know where I know this from. Welcome, Adar. We're working on a pinball machine based on deep field space telescope images. Whoops.
Is there a portmanteau for telescopic photography, like telescography or something?
Astrophotography is what they call it if you're doing it of the stars. But
I
like,
see.
if you're just taking like a long distance shot, it's paparazzography. I think.
Paparazzi.
Dun, 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 dun. I'll follow you until you love me. Paparazzi. So 13.
What about Mamarazzi?
No, unacceptable.
What about Rennie Razzi?
2,
The
3,
non-binary parent.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sorry, I gotta count these out. 12, 13. Oh, 13 was the number I was counting to.
Nope.
I was like, I gotta do this. I've gotta remember which number I'm counting to.
Mm-hmm.
These are not things that I'm great at. I'm gonna be honest.
Counting is not one of Joseph's strengths.
Not if I have to also talk about other
Not
stuff.
if he also has to talk about other stuff.
Salem's getting some photo editing in.
Salem's getting some photo editing in on the Adobe Creative Suite. Think of all the subscriptions we could buy with $2 billion.
35 million.
If I had $2 billion. If I had
Welcome,
$2
Flower Crown
billion
Pikachu. Why is there a broken chunk there?
buy you a house.
Here we go, we fixed it. Oh yeah, don't fly too close to this thing, because it's full
Yeah, what
of
is that thing?
monsters. That'll shoot at you.
I do not want to be shot at
Yeah, I
with
know.
monsters.
Somebody asked what we were working on. We're working on this pinball machine. That's actually why I flew over there.
Oh,
was
okay.
To get a...
To give a perspective.
Howdy, Tango.
Howdy Tango.
Hey,
Hey, hey,
Okay, so we're gonna need to pull in the camera here on the flying camera. Spectator camera. Kate Foster says, amazing work, Joe. Thank you. Okay.
What's cooler than being cool?
I don't know. Wow, what is cooler than being cool?
Ice cold. 'Cause there's always someone cooler than you.
Oh, that's a great song. It's by Ben Folds. It's like, make me feel tiny if it makes you feel tall. There's always someone cooler than you.
Is it from Sunny 16? It's from one of those EPs.
Yeah, it's
from the
like
EP era.
Well, it's part of his 1 Down and 3.6.
Oh, right, where he's
like-
trying to wrap up his
Yeah.
record deal contract.
Yeah, that was.
So he's just like.
He's just like making stuff up. Yeah, I think.
Isn't that what every songwriter's doing though?
No, I think.
Making stuff up.
I think some songs are about stuff that's already been made up. Like sometimes somebody will write a song about a bed and be like, "Whoa, look at this bed! It's already
It's already-
made up."
Yeah.
So
So you might as well lie in it.
yeah, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
Flower Crown Pikachu says regarding the pinball machine, when it's finished, what does it do? Same thing we do every night, Flower Crown Pikachu. Try to take over the world.
Try to take over the world.
The world.
Though I would argue that Brain never had such a singular vision for so many months at a time.
Oh yeah, Yeah, no, you're right. He did kind of just go from. The thing is, though, with that show, some episodes actually do take place over the course of years.
Oh, that's true.
Like they're and then it rolls back at the end of the episode to the status quo. But like that show, there's definitely episodes that are months or years long. Like there's huge time skips in the middle of them. Like
That's true.
for example, you remember the one where they stole the submarine? And it had the sub club on it, so they could only make left turns. So they're like trying to travel a relatively short distance, but they have to spiral outward toward it.
Oh, I see. So it takes them years.
And so I think it's weeks or months that they're in the sub. Yeah.
I need to rewatch.
And like, yeah, and it's like we keep getting glimpses of them at different listening stations. You know, first they're here, then they're there, and and the guy is just looking. It looks completely random, and one of the guys is like, "No, get me my Nautilus shell," and he like traces he's like, "Look at that, the Nautilus maneuver. They are, whoever this is brilliant." And it's just like, nope, there's just the sub club, so they can only make left turns.
Oh my gosh.
Brown terracotta.
Brown terracotta.
Boy, I oughta place it here.
Place it here. Place it there. It's not fair.
It's here, it's there, it's terracotta and where? Terracotta.
Terracotta.
Flower Crown Pikachu says, did Green ever pull off the surprise horn prank on you, Joe? No, and I don't know what you're talking about, which makes me think it's still a surprise. So I shouldn't ask any more questions.
Now Joe's gonna be looking out for horns.
Yeah, I brought one with me. Do you want to hear it?
Sure. Kind of has a little bit of a saxophone timbre to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's called Sing.
Sing.
You know, as featured in There Is No War in Ba Sing Se.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Just as a quick reminder, Quinn drove across town here to join us today as a guest of the show. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/showhills and YouTube Super Chat. We are splitting those 50-50. We are currently 150 away from our first goal, where we will sing Anthony's song, aka Moving Out by Billy Joel.
There's 150 or more to see.
If a Billy Joel song's what you want us to sing. Okay.
Ooh, NJ's brewing some coffee.
You don't say. Actually, as I'm looking at this, welcome, Ender Crystal Kitsune.
Welcome, welcome
Ender Crystal
to
Kitsune.
this week, this morning.
Brown concrete here.
Brown concrete there.
Brown terracotta there. Then gray terracotta. Boy, I really oughta place it.
Place it.
Place it.
Place it.
Gonna get a red one there.
Gotta get a red one there.
Gonna get a brown one here.
Gotta get a brown one here.
Gonna get some orange terracotta.
Orange terracotta.
Bringing up the rear.
Bringing up the rear.
Feeling pretty good about this.
Feeling good on a Thursday.
Fabulous.
Fabuloso.
Muy fabuloso.
Oy, 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 oy. Remind me what we're doing tomorrow on stream?
Tomorrow on stream, we are playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 Tears of the Kingdom. Real quick, also, we need to say thanks to Shifty Pumpkin for the 20, who says this week, this morning with Joe and Quinn.
This week, this morning with Joe and Quinn Hills. Thank you, Shifty Pumpkin.
Thank you, Shifty Pumpkin. We're rotating to 50 degrees. Woo. Okay. Boop. Muscle Bop says, what a moment to arrive to. We timed that intentionally, Muscle Bop. I was like, Muscle Bop usually gets here around 9:49.
Yes.
Loving those palindromic arrival times.
We should do
Zelda with mouth noises.
Mouth noise acapella.
Hey, it's some mouth noise acapella in here.
It's almost an acapella.
Oh, look at this guy. He's making up portmanteaus about acapella goes. Acapella portmanteaus. Whoa.
Whoa.
Wowie woo.
Hooty hoy.
Zuma zuma hey. Jonathan Nat says, do you post your VODs anywhere? I don't know if Nintendo's going to allow that. Like, Nintendo's been taking down a lot of Tears of the Kingdom videos, and I don't know...
But what about this VOD?
Well, Jonathan Nat is asking about VODs of tomorrow's stream.
The VODs of tomorrow past.
Yeah. So I don't know what criterion they're using, so I'm not going to promise something that I don't know I can promise. I just...
Yeah. We don't want to be part of their criterion collection.
It is a 6-hour stream, so hopefully you can watch part of it. Oh, you're saying you want to finish the game first. Well, here's the thing, though, is the way the game is structured, I think you have some freedom about which directions you go. So we'll go... I was thinking about this, Quinn. I think we need to... Tomorrow, when we're actually in the game, we need to look at all the directions.
And go in the most counterintuitive way
possible. I was going to say, which of these... Like, wow, I really want to see that. And I really want to see that.
So let's not go to those places.
You know, they made a point of not putting anything interesting in this direction, which means I bet whatever's behind that nondescript hill is going to be a high-level area we shouldn't go to. Let's go there.
The game does not want us to go there.
We're gonna go where the game doesn't want us to go. So that way people who are going like, oh, man, there's that cool thing on the horizon. Let's do that. Yeah.
Because that's what we do here. We go the places that other people aren't willing to go.
Yeah. I saw a post in Hacker News, which is a news website for people who work on like startups and stuff, run by Y Combinator.
Y Combinator.
Yeah, Y Combinator's news site is called Hacker News.
Yeah.
And there was a post in there called "Do the weirdest thing that still makes sense," or "Do the weirdest thing that feels right." And I'm like, oh, that's what I've been doing. But basically, they're just like, if you do the same thing that everybody else is doing, then you're not gonna have a breakout success. But you don't want to just do something because no one else is doing it. You want to do something that feels right for you that no one else is doing.
Right. You probably need to have some kind of passion for it, some enjoyment that you derive. Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, cool. It's always nice to see. I like reading about what people are thinking and that part of the market, because like even though I'm not like running a tech startup or anything, you know, I am obviously running a small business myself, and I like to.
And there's tech involved.
Yeah, and there is tech involved, so I like to keep up with what are the haps.
Yeah.
Oh boy, did I really screw this up here?
We're teching over here.
You might have screwed this up. Okay, so that's clearly... I'm clearly supposed to be standing on that,
Uh-huh.
which means that I've gone over too far.
Oh, no.
What'd you drop?
My cellular telephonic device.
Cellular telephonic device. Cellular telephonic device. I'm up in the club and I'm sipping that bub and I'm not gonna reach my cellular telephonic device. Okay. Okay. So I think I need to move this over. I think I misplaced. How did I do this?
Misplaced terracotta.
Did I do this up one and over one? Hold on, I'm like, my brain is... Yeah. Yeah, I actually did this entirely.
Terraronga, it's all incorrect.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm off by one block. That's fine. We can just, you know, do it. But like, I'm like, if I'm off by two, I'm off on two different axes.
Oh.
It's just like, okay, no.
Oh no.
Let's roll it back. Let's roll it back a second.
Rolling back prices.
Okay, so. Okay. Okay, so I am now standing on top of that block. And they're supposed...
Standing on a block. Standing on a block.
No, I'm still off.
Block.
Coyote Lovely tips 20 and says, making up for lost time and streams I have missed, have an extra super chat as I run off to attend a meeting. Thank you very much, Coyote Lovely. Let's get that on. There. Have a fantastic
What a lovely
meeting.
thing to do, Coyote Lovely. Woo. Thank you so much from you to me. And also Joe Hills.
Lila Beck says, Joe, you could try putting the pixel art into HermitCraft and copying the design there to get a color swatch. That sounds depressing.
Yeah.
And
I ain't no little back girl.
I ain't no Lila Beck girl. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that because part of the point of this is I'm interpreting the art as I go. Like that's part of what's fun
and
for me.
in that process, creating new arts.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is supposed to be on the level with that. So that part's right.
Joe doesn't take the easy route. He likes to figure it out interpretively. That's the way it shall always be. Just like Hacker News said to be doing things a little differently.
Hey, we got another tip rolling in. Let me verify this real quick. Yep, we got 20 Swiss francs coming in from Illuminate the Dark. Woo! Illuminate the Dark writes, let's expand, y'all. I need to see you better. Well, we're actually doing rotational tips today, but you got us to a right angle. That's going to bring us up to 90.
I've been illuminating the dark, looking for the answer. Thank you.
Did you find it?
Yes, I did.
Yay!
Tell me what it's for.
What's the name of that
Help me
song?
understand. I think it's called Crawling in the Dark.
Is it called Crawling in the Dark?
Is it not called Crawling in the Dark?
I don't know. Because I'm like, I want to. I've heard this
Hit that
song.
like and subscribe button if it is Crawling in the Dark.
Yeah, that is it. Okay, because I'm like, I know I've heard this song before, but
Yeah, by Hubbastank.
oh, Hubba Hubba.
Hubba Hubba Solo.
Have you been to that Hubba Hubba Tiki Bar?
The one next, is it next to No Quarter?
It's next to No Quarter.
I've never been.
I've never been in there. Like a lot of the No Quarter people, like will go back and forth between the two. But like since I don't think it's all ages like No Quarter
Oh.
is, so I can't take.
Well,
Quinn
I'm
in
not
there.
all ages. I'm only one age.
Yeah, that's fair. I get it.
So if they don't let 34-year-olds in there, then
Yeah, that's not really. I get it. No, that makes sense.
well, yeah, we all get it. And that's the problem, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What are we at rotationally? 90?
Yeah, we're at exactly 90 actually.
Oh my word.
That means we're 90 away from our first goal, and we would be performing Anthony's song, aka "Moving Out."
By Billy Joel. That's the first of our Billy goals.
Somebody says, "Oh, NJ says thanks for reminding me to pick up Tears of the Kingdom." Okay, yeah, no, I just downloaded it now.
Oh, nice.
The console will use the internet to check whether the software can be played. Check.
Please, internet, lie to the console.
You cannot play this software yet. Would you like to view more detailed information in the Nintendo eShop? I will say, I thought it was good. I wasn't sure about the release date time. Like, apparently, so it should be coming out tonight at like 11.
Oh.
So.
Do I need to be here tonight at 11?
No. But I was going to say, I'll double check to make sure it actually opens tonight. If you want to text me to remind me.
Okay.
Like, hey, make sure that you open the software to make sure that it actually unlocked so that we're not, like, freaking out here at 8:30 tomorrow morning if something, like, fixable went wrong.
Good call.
Because in theory, I'll remember to do that myself because I'm an adult, mature professional. But from a practical standpoint, I'm going to forget.
Yeah. And
That's
I'm having my physical copy delivered, but it won't be here until, like, later tomorrow, so...
Yeah, no,
I don't even have that as backup.
No, that's fair, yeah. I think Art was gonna go get his tomorrow super early, but I don't like want to make him drop it off here unless like there's a good reason, like because I know he has to go to sleep because he's working the night shift or whatever.
Okay.
So he wouldn't be able to play it. It's not like, hey, that's a nice Tears of the Kingdom there. It'd be a shame if you had to drop it off at Joe Hill's house. But like
It's horrible.
Yeah, no, it'd be like, oh, that's fine. Now I'm not tempted to play it instead of going to sleep because I have work.
Yeah.
So we'd be doing him a favor, really.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's just how that is.
We're good people.
We're only the best artisanally rendered people here.
I'm rendered in real time.
Whoa! Woo! Look at that! It's so believable.
Unreal 5, baby.
Oh, is that what they use for the Mandalorian? Is that the joke?
I think it is actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, on their like volume screens that they have.
Yeah.
Word. I don't know. Just go like film stuff on location. It looks better.
Yeah. Okay, so. So we're gonna have like, let's go with that there. That there.
That there. There.
Is there anybody else on the server to go to bed? Tango's underground. I'm like in the middle of this. I really don't.
It takes two.
It does. Okay, so we're gonna put this one. It's gonna go red. Okay, So that's gonna go there. And then we're gonna go like this kind of. Let's go actually one up more with that, and then the brown concrete there. Boom. We should maybe, well, I say this. I say we should maybe learn, but
Don't you say everything?
Yeah. Realistically, maybe you should learn to play some of the theme songs that I always have stuck in my head. So like the community theme. Like,
okay.
give me some rope, tie me the tree, give me the hope to run out of steam. Somebody said it could be here. We could be roped up, tied up, dead in a year. One by one, they all just fade away. Emmett says Community is the best show ever. Fight me. Nobody's gonna fight somebody who believes Community is the best show ever. They're gonna like buy them a coffee or something.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, somebody decided to help us afford coffee. Salem says, love how the stars are looking and Quinn's musical accompaniment, as always. That's gonna get us another 20 on our abacus here and another 20.
Thank you, Salem. Thank you, Salem.
When I say, you say lum, say.
Lum.
Say.
Lum.
When I say, you say lum, say.
Lum.
Say.
Lum.
Thank you, Salem. Woo! Bringing this up to 110.
110.
Not quite anonymous says South Park is greater than Community. The thing that South Park has going for it is that they produce the episode in a week, so they can have everything be timely. Dan Harmon actually said whenever he thought about making a Community episode about something that was like going on in the world at the time, he would Google if South Park was in season between when they were writing their episode and when their episode was going to come out. Because
he knew they would beat him to it.
Yeah, he's just like, whatever joke I could make about this thing going on in the real world, South Park is going to make that joke and 800 others, and I will be so annoyed.
Right.
So he would just do an episode about something else. So, like, when they decided to do the episode about the email leak, that was the one where they specifically said, like, oh, I saw this thing about an big email leak at some company or the government.
Right.
You know, let me check if South Park's in session. They're not. Okay, we're doing this.
We're doing it.
Yeah, that was the, Sorry for all the sirens.
Or there are shows specifically set in the recent past, like Newsroom.
Oh, yeah. They said 2 years in the past or something, so they could...
Didn't Sports Night do that as well, or were all their sports
I think
fictional?
No, boy, that's a great question. That's a really good question.
I feel like they were talking about real sports.
I feel like they were talking about real stuff, but it might not have been a full year, or even. It might have been like 6 months in the past.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, it was just stuff that was happening while the show was being written.
Could be, yeah.
Sandy says, what would it take to get a hee-haw? I mean, well, the problem is you gotta buy the he and the haw from separate parts of the world.
Yeah, they don't come together.
It's kind of like, that's what made the Bronze Age so special, was you needed tin and copper, but except for, like, there's only one place in the world where tin and copper are found commingled. Usually they're hundreds of miles away from each other.
What place is that, Joe?
Oh, gosh. Don't make me I'm gonna have to Google that. But, like, it's a geographical and mineralogical oddity. It's like, this is such a weird geological condition for this to happen.
I see.
But like
2 weeks from everywhere.
But yeah, the Bronze Age was defined by trade because otherwise you couldn't make bronze. And that's the same problem with the he and the haw. So, okay, let's see. Where am I in my diagram here?
Yeah, it's far more common to find ye and haw in the same location.
Or yas and whos.
Yeah, yazoo.
Okay, so let's see if I'm... How much above that am I? Oh, boy. One block up. Okay, because there is that there, so that's 3 blocks from that. Okay, so if I started all the way back there and ran until I hit this, that's 12, so that's... Whoops.
Nice.
No, I don't mean to switch to the eraser tool. Okay. Let's get this in. Flower Crown Pikachu says, it's funny how your camera's about to go upside down. Yeah, if we get more tips, which are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Well, I mean, Sandy, most YouTubers live in a country. Like, okay, so that's 1,
Yeah.
1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4,
And
1,
if
2,
you're
5, 1, 2, 6,
making your
1,
way
2,
in the
7,
world today, it
1, 2,
takes
8,
everything you
1, 2,
got.
9, 1, 2, 10. Taking a break from all your worries sure might help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you want to go
where everybody knows your name,
dun, dun, dun,
and they're always glad you came.
dun, dun, dun.
You wanna go where you can see troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. Do-do-do-do.
Do, 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 do.
Do-do-do-do-do. That's a little treat for you, Joe, because you wanted theme songs.
I do like theme songs. I feel like, oh, what was it? There's that movie where the guy gets frozen, the cop gets frozen, and he goes to the
Frozen.
future. Yeah, Frozen, and like the only restaurant left is Taco Bell, and the only music is theme songs. And I'm like, I unironically enjoy listening to theme songs.
Oh, you're talking about Demolition Man. But
Yeah.
the only music left is actually jingles.
Oh, is it Jingle?
Like,
yeah,
like
okay, that's
product
right.
jingles.
Yeah, that's right. I don't like product jingles as much, but
I could see why. But
yeah,
a TV theme song kind of is a product jingle.
yeah,
For the product is the show.
yeah,
But, you know, there's a little more art involved, I suppose.
yeah. Well, they got to explain the premise of the show
They got to tell you everything about the show.
because you've never seen it before and there's no internet.
Exactly. And they don't always have time for like a voiceover like on Quantum Leap where they tell you exactly what happened.
With the government about to cut off his funding, Dr. Samuel Beckett stepped into the quantum accelerator and disappeared. Oh, you know, one thing I didn't realize until I started reading Don Quixote is like so like I knew that the guys who made Quantum Leap, like Donald P. Belisario, liked Don Quixote.
Donnie P. Belly.
Donnie P. Belly. If you're watching Donnie with your kids, thank you for making Quantum Leap.
Thank you, Donnie.
But I was gonna say I didn't realize how like I knew they liked Don Quixote because they did the whole episode where he leaps into the actor playing the Man of La Mancha on stage.
Right.
But oh, real quick, we got a tip rolling in from Liliana for 26.
Thank you,
Liliana says, you two are adorable no matter the image size or rotation. Quinn, your hair is looking extra fabulous today. Woo!
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We're going to rotate the camera to 136. Yeah, so the thing is, though, that the to set right what once went wrong thing is like a recurring...
What is that actually like a direct reference to Don
It's a
Quixote?
direct reference to Don Quixote because, like, apparently, like he's as so the thing is that the guy, for those of y'all who don't know, Don Quixote is a novel about a 50-year-old man who is relatively well off and loves reading books about like chivalric romance books about knights errant wandering the countryside, setting right wrongs. And
Like Batman.
yeah. And so basically it's also a really interesting examination. I didn't understand how much of it would be an examination of the lack of mental health practices at the time. But like a lot of the book so far is like people trying to figure out what to do about him. Cause like it's not good. And they're like, well, what if we just burn all his books and plaster over the wall and tell him that one of the wizards from his books stole his library? And like this is like they're just like, maybe if the books are gone, he'll eventually go back to normal. And instead he's like, well, I gotta go after the wizard, clearly.
Yeah.
So
That's rather quixotic, isn't it?
yeah.
Or
Chaotic.
Quixotic.
Quixotic. Geek of Many Topics says, happy pray for my happiness day. Thanks.
Happy pray for your happiness day to you.
Woo
Woo woo. Ooh woo.
do 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 woo.
Do do woo 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 woo.
Uh,
Make a wide way in the world today.
yeah, I was gonna say that song doesn't have any good lyrics at the beginning that have the
Making you away.
sometimes you will wanna go. It doesn't.
Away.
Yeah, it doesn't lend itself
No,
well.
It does not. No, they should have thought of that.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't work harder on that part of the song in particular. Okay, so we need to. I'm standing looking at this bit, and one thing I'm realizing is that should definitely be a black terracotta. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, so we're gonna go across 5, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 5.
1, 1, 2, 1.
1, 2, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I'll let you do these because you're actually better at them.
No, I haven't done that one in a long time.
Yeah, that was very popular when we were in school. Oh, you know, I was telling, like, Corinne was asking me about, like, kids that misbehave in class, and she's like, Dad, you said you didn't behave well in class. Like,
Correct.
how did the teachers deal with you? And I was like, well, once I hit 6th grade, they just started sending me to, like, a few hundred funerals a year. Or not a year, but, like, I think I probably went to 80 to 120 funerals in 7th and 8th grade.
Right, to be the altar server.
Yeah, as an altar server.
Not, they didn't just, like, send you there to attend.
No, but they were
They
like...
also put you to work.
Yeah, no, they were like, Joe, why don't you go work this funeral? Because the thing is, they knew that I wasn't going to behave in class, but that I also didn't need to be in class. Like, they're like, this kid doesn't need to learn this stuff. He's already... Yeah, I was, like, ahead of the curve on a lot of the educational stuff.
Sure.
And so then they were like, well, he's not going to pay attention in class because he doesn't respect us. But he does have respect for grieving people. Like, because I wasn't a jerk. I just was kind of flippant, you know?
Well, yeah.
And so, like...
And it's kind of hard to offend someone who's already dead.
Yeah. And it's
what's going to happen?
Well, but no, I mean, like, I wasn't going to, like, cut up and goof off in, like... when I'm altar serving at a funeral.
I would hope not, Joseph.
Yeah.
I think there is some appropriate room for gallows humor, but
Well,
maybe if you're a member of the family.
I think if you are grieving, there's an appropriate member of gallows humor. If you are assisting somebody in the preparation of the dead,
Yeah, probably not.
probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah. But, like, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, I think I've been to more funerals than any of the hermits.
You want to put that out there to them
That-
on your Hermit Discord?
No, because like if somebody.
Hi there. How many funerals have you all been to?
Yeah, if ethos.
I have been to more than you.
Yeah, like that seems kind of like a weird thing to brag about. But like, I mean, I don't know how bad things get up in Canadian winters. Maybe Etho or Jem have been to more. Like, right?
True. We also don't know if other hermits have a past in which they assisted clergy as well.
Yeah, imaginary.
In some capacity.
Yeah, because this was the 2 years that we lived in Florida, and there's a lot of funerals at a Catholic church in Florida.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Like, cause
a lot of retired people.
A lot of retired people go there to die, basically. And so yeah, like there were 3 or 4 funerals a week, and I worked 80% of them. Like they would cycle in the other students that would do them with me.
Sure.
Because like you needed.
But they behaved in class, so they.
I mean, now that I'm thinking about it,
wait, all of y'all were the troublemakers?
I really think that this was but like, I mean, when I'm thinking about it, like, what would be a better option than that? Like, if we were objectively distracting the other students, they gave us a way to contribute to society.
Yes.
Like, that was meaningful.
Yes, and you were humbled before your God.
I don't know that I was humbled before my God or anything, but, like, I mean...
Well, you should have been.
Well, like, the thing is, though, like, I never was sitting in a funeral going, like, what a waste of time. Like, when I was sitting in class, I was like, oh, what a waste of time. But, like, when I was helping out at the funerals, I'm like, okay, like, this is just what we're doing now.
Right, this is meaningful.
Like,
this is what we do now, huh? When people die, this is what we do now? We have a funeral? Really? This is what we do?
Was helping with funerals the equivalent of detention at the school? Well, the thing is, though, like, I mean, if you, like, stole something out of somebody's locker, you'd still go to detention.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like they were like, hey, Joe, you're being disruptive right now. We're going to send you to this funeral. It was, hey, Joe, you're going to be working 3 or 4 funerals this week because, in general, we noticed that things go smoother when you're not here disrupting the class trying to be funny.
My comparable experience at that same school was that... Our parents didn't want teachers teaching us about human reproduction, and so every time that happened in class, there were several weeks in class where this was a topic, and so I was pulled out of class and had to sit in the principal's office and read a book on Saint Francis of Assisi and write a book report.
That's bizarre to me because they never pulled me out of any of that stuff, which makes me think maybe they were like, oh boy, we made a mistake by not pulling Joe out of that stuff. We're not doing that again.
Uh-oh. Joe knows about human sexuality.
We're gonna
causing trouble in class.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that was where we went wrong. Okay, so we're gonna go up 3 here, and then that's we're gonna go over 4. It looks like to get to that. Let me make sure that that's.
But they were also determined with me from a young age that I become a priest. So maybe their thought was like, this kid doesn't need this.
You don't need to know this.
This kid doesn't need to know this.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do when you have a potentially queer kid in the home. It's like, be a priest, be a nun. Those are your options, kid.
Yeah. Miss Weaver says it sounds less like a detention and more a redirection of energy. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, it was just... Because that's the thing, is I like...
Not a detention or retention.
I like helping people. I like having something to do. You know, if I show up at a party and they're still setting up, I'll be like, oh, cool, do you need help setting up chairs? Or, like, that's the sort of thing, like, I like feeling like I contributed, you know? And, like, in class, there was nothing for me to contribute. I was like, if I sit here and pay attention, I'm not gonna learn anything. Like, I've already, like, like, I don't know why we're wasting all our time on this. Like...
Right. By that age, you had already attained all human knowledge, so why waste your time?
No, the problem was that the school that we went to in before that had already covered a lot of the subjects the year before because the curriculum was different.
Well, and yeah, the Northeast tends to have better schools
than Florida. Yeah, and so part of it wasn't like, oh, I'm so brilliant, I learned all this on my own. I'm like, I had adequate instruction in this already.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, what do you want me to do? It's not interesting to me.
Yeah,
Teach.
yeah, and you know, they also like got annoyed if I tried to sit and read, and I'm like,
Oh, so that's where your daughter gets that from.
what, being annoyed if people are reading?
No, being annoyed, and so she tries to read instead of whatever else is going on.
I mean, well, what part of that though is that like, I usually tell her like if she doesn't want to participate in the activity that everyone's doing, like if we're doing a family activity, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna force you to play this board game if you don't think you're gonna have fun, but you can't just go play on your Nintendo either. You can hang out in here and read quietly. And then, you know, my thought is maybe she'll go, oh, she'll be listening in and go, oh, that actually does sound interesting, and then rejoin. Like with the movie we were watching. You know, it's like...
The extraterrestrial.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, you can sit here and read with us if you don't want to watch the film, but, you know, you can't just, like, disappear and go play Nintendo, because this is family time.
Yeah, it's family time.
Okay. Badger says, someone who went to state schools all my life, your school was punishing you by forcing you to be around people in crisis, which is traumatic. That's emotional labor, not a redirection of energy. Your school was just inept.
That's true. There's probably a lot of funerals for a child.
I mean, the thing is, though, like, I'm going to be honest. It's not like I was directly interacting with the people very much. I mean, like...
You were witnessing all of it.
Yeah, but, like...
It's not easy.
I guess. I don't know. But, like, you know, we would stand next to the priest when the people exited at the end, and they would say thank you sometimes, but, like, that was it. We weren't, like...
Maybe young Joe was
I don't feel...
you were just the right amount of emotionally detached to handle it.
Well, that's the thing, though, too, is I don't know that I would consider it emotional labor. It was just labor. We were lighting candles and swinging incense and carrying books. Like, we weren't counseling the people or comforting them directly. We were doing routine stuff. You do something like that 80 to 120 times, you get good at it. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, it's not a huge challenge. Like, but, like, the other thing, though, too, is, like, I mean, when you live in Florida, a lot of, like, people are just dying all the time. Like, it's a lot of old people. Like, I don't know.
Sure.
So, like, everybody knows somebody who's died recently in Florida. Like, one of your neighbors died recently. That's just, it kind of becomes background noise. You're living in a place that people go to die. Like, so I mean, I don't think that it was necessarily harder than living there in general. It was, in some ways, it's harder having your friends be, like, upset that their neighbor died last week and you're talking to your friend about it than, like, attending and working at a funeral, right? Because that's a different kind of engagement level. But, like, so, I mean, at the point where, and in some ways, being like, well, I actually get to help with the people who are grieving, I felt like, I don't know. Like, I'd rather be working at the funerals than just having a bunch of people die around me all the time. Like, is that weird?
I do not
I don't know.
recall my experience living in Florida being so marked by death. And I think it's because I was not working at 80 to 120 funerals.
Really? It feels like there were always, like, old people dying.
It wasn't a part of my life like it was a part of your life.
Were you in Scouts at that age? Or were you still in, were you still in
Scouts.
Cub Scouts? I feel like there were always, like, people with neighbors or whatever who had passed away recently. We had to do a lot of volunteer work clearing out old people's houses when they died.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, well, I don't think they let the youngest kids necessarily do that, though. Because it's, like, they're not good at going to dead people's houses, right? Like that's.
At what age does a child become good at going to dead people's houses?
I guess 7th or 8th grade, because that's how old I was. Like.
Hey, how far away are we from our goal to change the subject?
We are. What's 180 minus 136? 44?
$44 away from moving out Anthony's song by Billy Joe.
Nope, Queen says some of us are just odd about emotional processing, Joe. I mean, I get upset when people I know die for sure, but like it's a different experience when somebody in your community needs help dealing with their loved ones dying than you dealing with your own loved ones. Like, I feel like it's a good thing to help people who are grieving, and like, I don't know. Like, it didn't trouble me, I guess. Because it's
That's you're aware of.
Yeah, I guess. Badger says, yes, but you were a child. But I was a helpful child.
But that's how our family, like, frames everything, though. Like, oh, I don't know what to do, but if I can be helpful, then that'll fix it. Rather than actually talking about the emotions behind the issue.
Okay.
Like, oh, okay, I'll just put a Band-Aid on it. That's kind of how we were raised to deal with things.
I feel if something screwed me up more than anything, it was having to go to school bothered me. Like, being in a situation where, like, I did not want to be in school. Like, that was just terrible. Like, it was the going to class stuff that I hated. It just felt like a huge waste of my time.
And did you only feel that in those years, or always in school?
Well, that was when like I said, I basically had to repeat a grade because
Right.
the school was a year behind on everything.
So was the second year better?
Not by much, because it was like honestly, some of it was still a rehash. Not as much of it, but enough of it that I could easily learn the remainder.
Right.
And then I got to high school, and I felt like that was just a huge waste of my time. Like,
College?
Then college, I ended up owing the Navy $40,000 and the university another 10.
So that was a huge waste
that
of
was
your money.
that ruined the next 10 years of my life. No, I mean, like, I have a lot more problems with going to school than with being helpful at funerals. I feel like I don't know. Being forced into the school industry was worse for me than being forced into the funeral industry. Like, I feel like that was one of the most positive things about my middle school years was that I was able to help people when I was in a situation where otherwise I felt like I was completely wasting my time. Oh, and also at some point I figured that was also when I got my that was the other thing was when I got the second year. I got that TI-89 calculator that I started programming on, so I had a lot of that gave me something to do. I spent a lot of time programming. So that was nice. Let's see here. But, like, yeah, I would have much rather just, like, done, an apprenticeship or something.
Yes, Badger. Joe was like 12 at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, this was 7th and 8th grade. Like, I would have much rather done some sort of apprenticeship or something and, like, gone back to
Yeah, you
school
could have worked at
later.
a funeral home.
I mean, like, I don't know. Would I let Corinne do what I did? Volunteer.
You didn't volunteer. You were voluntold. They
I-
made you do it.
I mean, the thing is, you can't really make somebody... Like, I mean, they put me on...
You can't make a student in a school do something.
You can't make somebody behave at a funeral.
But you said earlier that they gave you this work as a punishment.
No,
So
no. They didn't give it to me as a punishment. I realized... what I'm saying is I recently realized... I thought that they gave it to me because I was the best at it. But I realized later they gave it to me because I was less disruptive when I wasn't in class.
But still, they gave it to you.
Yeah, but it was like it was a roster or rotation or whatever, where it was usually me anchoring it and then somebody else cycling in.
But then that's not volunteering if there's a roster and you're assigned to do it.
Well, no, okay, so here's the thing. Most people, for example, don't work at the food bank. But if you call the food bank and say, hey, I'd like to volunteer, and they're like, cool, we'll put you on a rotation. Like, I signed up.
So
I signed up to be an altar
this.
server in the first place. Yeah,
Did you specifically request funerals?
No, but everybody who's an altar server in Florida got funerals. That was
Then
part of the
why
gig.
were you on it more often than other people?
Like I said, well, for one thing, I actually was pretty good at it, but also I realized just recently that it was probably so I wouldn't be disruptive in class because I wasn't learning anyway.
Right.
Which doesn't...
So there is an element where you weren't volunteering entirely.
Badger Spanish says, what other choices did it give you? I could be in class, which I didn't want to be in. This was way better than being in class.
But you were on the roster, so you couldn't be in class.
Well, I mean, I could have said at any time, I'd rather be in class. I don't want to do this. I mean, what I couldn't opt out of was going to school at all. Like...
that would have been the preferred
scenario. I probably... Yeah, I mean, my preferred scenario probably would have been...
No school, no funerals.
No, my preferred scenario...
Chill at home.
No, my preferred scenario probably would have been some sort of apprenticeship. Like doing some sort of...
kind of artisanal thing.
Yeah, well, I wanted to do radio work.
True.
And like...
Intern at a radio station.
Yeah, if they let me intern at a
12.
radio station at age 12, I would have dropped out of school to do that.
You were really into radio at the time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But like, I was just like, I am not learning anything in this class, or in any of these classes, really. The only class that I felt like I was learning anything was Spanish. Like, that I liked. Because it's like, oh, this is helping me communicate with people. This is valid and good. But like... Mick Leslie says, were you ever tested for gifted programs? That school didn't really have a gifted program. It was too small.
Though you did test into the gifted high school program in Florida. You were on track for that.
Yeah, but then we moved anyway to Tennessee.
The International Baccalaureate.
Yeah. But like...
But then you took AP classes, right?
Yeah, and I was still just like, what's the point of this? AP classes are only helpful if you're going to go to college, which I didn't want to do. Mom and Dad took my money and put it into a down payment. I should not have played ball with them on those applications. I could have spiked that, and I'm really annoyed I didn't. Like, I want to go back and get a graduate degree now, because I'm at a point in my life where, like, I have enough context to actually get something out of it.
Yeah,
but
graduate degrees are more like you get out of it what you put into it, and self-directed, and you can choose what you want to concentrate on to some degree. So,
but no,
nice.
I was yeah. Hannah says I should have bumped you up a school year. I didn't want to be bumped up a school year. I wanted to leave. And the closest thing I could do to leaving was volunteering to help with funerals.
Volunteer to help with people leaving this world.
If they had other volunteering options during the day. If they were like, hey, Joe, do you want to go sort books at the library? I'd be like, yes.
Right.
Like, I was fine with anything that got me out of class.
You want to help out in the cafeteria.
I would have volunteered to push in chairs at the cafeteria. I don't, like... So, like, the thing is, it's not like, oh, boy, it was, like, it just happened to be funerals. Kindle says, did they pay you? Sometimes the family would tip us, but, like, I mean, I probably, over the course of, like I said, like, 80 to 120 of these, maybe made, like, 30, 40 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't, like, a lot of
Yeah,
money.
that was in 1998.
Yeah, but, like, I mean, you know, a few extra bucks for a kid isn't nothing.
Any money, because we didn't have an allowance, so any money was nice.
Yeah. Gaius says, it's odd they didn't help you work toward an apprenticeship or trade school. Nobody wanted that for their kids. Everybody's like, my kid has to go to college. Woo! Go to college.
Go to college.
So, yeah. Corinne wants to do a job where it requires a college degree, and it helps to have connections in the industry. And
Sure.
we have connections in the industry, and she's motivated. She, like, that was the, like, I wanted, yeah. I just, there was nothing that I really wanted to do that I even needed a high school diploma for. Like...
You ain't got a high school diploma?
Well, not on me. Okay, so I'm... Fish! It says here you got a high school diploma. Well, yeah, I got one. I just don't got it on me. Fish! Go talk to Psychological! Like, I think that it's good that I went to college when I did because of, like, one or two particular classes I took. Like, getting to take that, the History of Nonviolence class with Dr. Lawson, who was an actual civil rights...
Lawson.
Yeah, actual civil rights leader. Like, that was one of the most meaningful educational experiences of my life.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been able to do that if I hadn't gone to a university that hired a civil rights leader.
Sure.
But...
And the Alexander technique, you talk about that
The Alexander technique that I took in the Blair School of Music definitely helped me think about how I breathe and how I move when I'm working so that I don't have muscle problems like a lot of my peers.
Yep. You took history of fashion, and you've applied that to your daily clothing?
Well, no, the history of fashion class actually was another top-tier one. I took that because of doing design for my cartooning. But no, I mean, that's really good.
So that's 3 out of, like, what, 30 classes you took?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
it's not very good.
I mean, so those are kind of, like... if you're gonna do like the Japanese style S tier list, you know, and there's some A tier classes in there. History of China through film was a really good one.
What were some of your favorite Chinese films of that class?
Well, they all had names in Chinese. Like they weren't released in America.
I see.
Like except for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Okay.
I actually was thinking about this. I need to find my syllabus for that class because I want to rewatch some of them.
Yeah,
but
I'd watch
like,
them with you.
yeah, they're the sort of thing. Well, if you want to watch them with me, we have to basically go sit in a booth at the Vanderbilt Library because they're not released in America.
At all.
At all. And like they were like subtitled by like a professor at another university and passed around type of thing, like that sort of thing.
Good thing you have a library card.
I know. But like, yeah, and I took a few classes at the Divinity School that were basically graduate level classes that they let undergrads take about Buddhism and Hinduism and some other stuff, kind of Eastern religion and stuff that the philosophy department didn't want to touch.
That's fair.
I
mean, maybe no school can contain us because I didn't care about any of my non-major classes, like classes that weren't related to theater or film. I often got D's or F's in, and then would have to either retake it or try some other class that was I just
I
had no
actually don't know
motivation
which
to
of us
go-
have the lower GPA. I had a 2.73, I think, when I graduated.
Oh, okay. I think I was able to get like a 3.1.
Yeah, it really didn't help me that when I got sick, I failed a bunch of classes instead of withdrawing.
I had
People were like, "Oh, you should have withdrawn from those classes." And I was like, I literally was lying in bed, unable to process thoughts. Why would I think to email somebody about that?
sure.
Like, that's not my job.
Yeah.
And,
I
like-
also had mononucleosis for half of my senior year, which
Oh, it
was
sucks.
not good.
Daniel Reed says, first time on stream, why is Joe Hills at 135 degrees? We're actually at 136 degrees, but good eye there. That was really close.
Wow.
That's really good, Daniel Reed. We're rotating $1 for we're rotating 1 degree angular for every dollar in tips we get. And tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat.
Yep. Bring out your compasses at home.
Yeah, I'm trying
Follow our rotations.
Yeah, we're working on some pixel art for the pinball machine here. Okay, so I think I went 4 over here.
4 over here.
Let's see, how far over actually? 1, 2, 3. Now we're 3 over. Okay, and we are up 3 as well.
Up 3. Just $44 to go until our 180 goal.
But yeah, I mean, so it's one of those things, like, I think going to college definitely did have a positive impact in some aspects of my life. But if I had been able to take a few years off and go back on my own terms, I wouldn't have ended up owing the Navy $40,000, which then
Sure.
thrashed my life for a
Yeah.
decade in terms of
I
debt.
think it helped me socially and ideologically develop in a lot of ways. But yeah, I wasn't the whole time I was there. I wasn't sure if I needed to be there.
Grandma Willow says, my daughter and I are neurodivergent and had all the same issues in school. Gotcha. Grandma Willow says, I'm glad I didn't force her into college. It would have been an expensive and painful experience. She's self-teaching. Yeah, like, I love learning. I just don't like a lot of the things about classrooms. Like,
Yeah, it's the lecture format as an idea that I can't connect with at all. If it's just someone in a room talking at me, I'm gone. I'm not there.
yeah.
I'm not paying attention to that.
I
I need to be engaged. I need to be doing things. That's why I loved my acting classes. We were up and we were performing scenes. We were doing things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too, is like people are like, I can't believe that you had to go help out at a bunch of funerals. And I'm like, I can't believe I had to sit in as many classrooms as I did. That was the problem. Ugh.
I sat in classrooms for 2 decades
yeah.
because I started school when I was 2.
Yeah, I'm very, very, being a single parent is a lot of work. And I was anticipating that my daughter would have a lot of the same problems with classrooms that I did. And I was not looking forward to that. However, she seems to take after her mother more in that way. And so that has not been as much of a trial as I was concerned about. Which is...
It could still happen, though.
It could still happen, and I'm not, like, assuming I'm 100%, like, oh, we're in the clear on this, but, like, it's definitely been, like... I was not looking forward to that. I was, like... Because I don't have a great solution to this, either. Like... I mean... Because, you know, in a custody situation like this, if I said she didn't have to go to school, I would lose custody. So
Right.
that's not an option.
Yeah, not an option.
Like, we could move to Iowa and she could work in a meat processing plant at 13, but, like, what are we going to do for 3 years until she turns 13? You know? So that's not a great option. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but like, you know, you read these stories about like Ben Franklin and Alexander Hamilton just going off on their own in their like young teen years, and like, I would have really have rather have done that.
Yeah, it's kind
like-
of the Ash Ketchum approach. All right, you're 10. Go out into the world.
Yeah, I mean, like at a certain point, it's like I feel like I probably would have a lot of stories about being taken advantage of as a rube who doesn't know how the world works yet, but on the whole, because I'm generally hardworking and intelligent, I feel like it's like I either would have died or my life would have been way better. And like if I died, it wouldn't be my problem anymore. So like it's one of those like given the choice between the certainty of being stuck in a classroom or rolling those dice, like, I don't know. But, like, it always really made me annoyed, because it's like, oh, yeah, let's talk about these historic figures who did all this amazing stuff, you know, at your age. And I'm like, yeah, because they got to go work and support themselves and make decisions for themselves instead of being told to stop reading in class. Like, you know, like, I don't know what you guys want from me here, but clearly I'm not doing a good job at it. It's like, you know, when Ben Franklin was your age, he was running a print shop. It's like, yeah, let me run a print shop. Fine. Good, let's do that.
They did not let you run a print shop.
No. But see, that's the thing, is like, objectively, like, even if I couldn't get an apprenticeship at a radio station, I would have been happy, like, learning how, like, you know, something else works. Like, I guess warehousing isn't great these days because everything is forklifts, and, you know, you don't want to let a 13-year-old drive a forklift.
Sure.
There's some maturity issues there and brain development stuff, but, like, I don't know.
Yeah, but you could have, like, apprenticed with our father as, you know...
Yeah, doing logistics.
Apprenticing with your parents is something that happened for centuries and millennia.
Yeah, and like I feel
taking on the family trade.
Well, heck, even Grandpa Marvin, what was it? He like got on a boat at 10 or something and sailed up the coast and started working as a machinist, and by 13 he was running his own machine shop. By 18 he had 10 machine shops. And people like,
yeah.
I mean,
and he was a millionaire.
Yeah.
In like the 1940s.
Yeah, I mean he had 10 kids, so that didn't exactly.
It doesn't help.
It doesn't help Dad any, but like, you know, still like.
Yeah, the money's all gone. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, sorry. Speaking of which, tips are welcome via PayPal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat.
We were not given small loans of $1 million to start our business.
Yeah.
But with a small donation of $2 billion
we
tomorrow,
can start our own television company. Yeah. But like, I think this is one of the reasons that the military was so appealing to me, because it's just like, hey, we're gonna give you responsibility and authority at a very young age.
Yeah.
And we're gonna, but we know that there's a lot of ways you could screw that up. So we're gonna really train you and create a structure designed to help you avoid getting anyone killed, because getting people killed is bad.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, nobody else wants to do that. Nobody else wants to trust me to train me. They're just like, no, go to school. Like.
But I think if you were able to go through with that, you still would have found yourself being bored or being too smart for whatever processes they wanted you to do.
So that's one of the fun things about the Marine Corps, is you can get away with a lot if you're doing something that's constructive or helpful.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of one of those things where, like, basically there's a general expectation that officers should, if you see something that could be improved, try to improve it. Now, as a private, that's not, you don't have as much leeway there. But, like, basically, there's always something that could be improved. And now there's a big difference, though, between you trying to improve something relatively local scale, like on base, versus, like, I'm going to take on the, defense establishment, and like I'm gonna improve how we buy missiles is not something that I could do.
But yeah, because I'm like, well, how does your stance on nonviolence kind of jive with being an agent of war?
Well, once again, though, I'm talking about my motivations when I was young, and a lot of my considerations around nonviolence were formed when I was in college, which is once again why that's an S tier class.
Sure.
But
you were on the path to be a Marine in college as well, so I'm curious to say, like, if you hadn't gotten sick,
well,
how would things have gone?
I mean, there's definitely some people who join the military because they want to hurt people, and there's some people who join because they don't want that guy running things, right? I was already in the latter camp.
Yeah, you didn't want that guy.
Well, because it's one of those things like, well, no, because you read about, like, I had read, like, a lot of memoirs from, like, privates in Vietnam and stuff like that, and they talked about how, like, their officers would get villagers killed by being stupid and not communicating and things like that, right?
Or doing it purposefully.
Or, yeah, that's the worst case, but, like, it's one of those things, like, you can avoid a lot of civilian casualties if you have someone on the ground who's genuinely trying to avoid people getting hurt. And so I probably, like, I don't, I would have served my tour, or, it would have been a 4-year commitment, or term, I guess, which would have multiple tours probably at that point, but overseas. But, like,
you probably would have gotten out after 4 years.
I don't know. But, like, even
because, like, you were taking the James Lawson class around the same time you were in ROTC, right?
Yeah, but it's one of those things, though, where, like, I guess what I'm saying is, I don't know, like, I wouldn't have become a conscientious objector necessarily, because...
But you probably wouldn't have enjoyed a lot of what you would have to do.
But, I mean, that's true of literally every job.
Yeah, but you would have been sent to, like, Afghanistan.
I know that. But,
and
like...
you would have had a lot of moral issues.
I feel like, though, the thing is, if you have somebody who's in charge of a group that has to kill people sometimes, you want someone who really doesn't want to kill people in that job.
Sure.
Because sometimes there is a pretty operative word. Like...
But what happens when you do have to kill people and you're the person doing that?
Then you have to... That's your job at that point. Like, that was what I signed up for. I didn't sign up for this thinking, like, oh, I'll just go to college for free. But...
I don't know.
So Kindle says, at what point would your evolving moral framework have forced you out of the military? It depends. It would really depend on how much I felt like the good I was doing balanced against the violence I was forced to do in order to do that, basically.
There's only so much you can do as one person inside of that war machine.
Well, here's the problem, though, is if you're an infantry guy on the ground in Afghanistan, 99% of the time, you're not interacting with terrorists. The problem is the people who think they're interacting with terrorists 80% of the time. Right? So, like, there might be one case where, like, somebody's driving a truck with a bomb on it and you have to shoot the guy driving the truck. One of the guys we went to high school with actually got a medal for that. But, like, it's one of those things, though, where most of the time when you're patrolling, like, an occupied village, your job is just to make sure that nobody shoots anybody period. Because there's nobody they're supposed to shoot even in the village. Most of the time. Like, I guess what I'm saying is, like...
And what do you do when your commanding officer is the one shooting people they shouldn't be shooting in
the
village?
Well, that was the other thing, is I don't think anybody should sign up to be a military officer if they aren't willing to go to jail. And, like, I would...
So you were willing to go to jail?
I was willing to speak up. If I felt like I was given an unlawful order, to, because this is something that happened in Vietnam. Sometimes they were given unlawful orders, usually not because the captain or whatever was saying like, yeah, let's kill all these civilians,
Right.
but because the captain wasn't on the ground, we're able to see this is civilians, not troops, right? So I would disobey that order, and I would know that there was a chance I could go to jail for it. Probably not. I'd probably be vindicated.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, my troops would see, like, no, this was not a military unit. This was some people walking back from a funeral or something, right? But, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, so at some point, yeah, my moral framework as it evolved would have probably forced me out, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't say how quickly that would be without being there. My point,
I
though,
disagree
was,
with you. I don't think you can make a sizable good within an organization that I think is inherently, I don't know, evil.
that's very possibly the conclusion. That's
That
what
you would have
that's
reached,
what we're
but
talking
you were gonna
about.
try. You were gonna try.
I
right?
was going to. Well, once again, we're talking about when I was 17
sure.
and when I was 19. We're not
Right.
talking about me now. We're saying people are saying how long would I have lasted? If I felt,
Especially because you would have been sleep deprived.
well, but here's the thing though, is let's say though that there were situations though where I was given an order and me refusing it saved lives, and I looked at it and said, somebody else in this position, like, oh, that other guy who's in charge of that platoon, if he'd been given this order, he would have just done it. 10 people would have died.
Sure.
That would definitely impact how long I stayed in,
Yeah.
because it would really be 100% case by case, I think,
Right.
how that went. But okay, Tasha Kashka says, I don't have 2 billion, but I can fill the gap to 180 and tips 44.
Ooh.
So that's gonna get us to sing an Anthony song.
That it will. That it will.
But my point more was, because we've gotten rid of apprenticeships for the most part, there's nothing other than the military for high schoolers who don't want to do school to see as a place to get on the job training.
Sure. Some
Nobody,
apprenticeships still exist, like in plumbing, I believe.
well, with a lot of those though, you have to actually pay for the apprenticeship. And they're backlogged. You have to, like, your dad has to know a plumber.
Right.
Even if I wanted to be a plumber, we didn't have the connections. But like, and our dad would have told the guy, "No, you don't want this kid.
You could have been
He's
Joe
going to
the
go to
plumber.
college."
Joe the plumber.
Wasn't that he is a famous like Republican talking point
Yeah,
guy
from
He was from
2012?
2000, maybe 2008.
Maybe 2008.
Okay. Okay. But like, yeah, my point is that you're gonna have kids who don't really like school, not because they're lazy, but just because it's not a good fit for them. And it's really saying something that when I was looking at all my options, I was like, wow, the military might be the best fit for me. That I think that's just like, I don't know, kind of disappointing. Is my point.
Kids should have more options.
I'm not saying, oh, the military's great. I'm saying, boy, this is how bad it is. Cause yeah, I just didn't feel like I had options. Anyway, you're gonna sing Anthony's song. I'll shut up now.
Anthony works in the grocery store, saving his pennies for someday. Mama Leone left a note on the door. She said, "Sonny, move out to the country. I've been working too hard, can give you a heart attack. You ought to know by now. Who needs a house out in the Hackensack? Is that all you get for your money? And it seems such a waste of time, if that's what it's all about. Mama, if that's moving up, then I'm moving out. I'm moving out. Sergeant O'Leary's walking the beat. At night he becomes a bartender. He works at Mr. Cacciatore's down on Sullivan Street, across from the medical center. Yeah, he's trading in a Chevy for a Cadillac. You ought to know by now. And if he can't drive with a broken back, at least he can polish the fenders. Never seemed such a waste of time, if that's what it's all about. Mama, if that's moving up, then I'm moving out. Moving out. You should never argue with a crazy my. You ought to know by now. You can pay Uncle Sam with the overtime. Is that all you get for your money? If that's what you have in mind, yeah, if that's what you're all about. Good luck moving up, 'cause I'm moving out. I'm moving out. Moving out. I'm moving out.
Woo! Yay, that was the fantastic Quinn Hills on the guitar. Thank you very much, Quinn, for rocking
You're welcome very
rolling.
much.
Rocking and a rolling, rocking and a reeling. Quinn Hills, Quinn Hills. Okay.
Oh, coincidentally, the first time
Coincidentally,
the first time I remember hearing the song Barbara Ann was when we sang it with the kids from the O'Leary family. Now, their father was not a sergeant, their mother was not a sergeant, but there's that connection. Come on now.
touch me, babe. Can't you say that I am not afraid? What was that promise that you made? Why don't you tell me what she said?
Now I'm gonna love you till the heavens start to rain. I'm gonna love you till
The stars
fall from the sky. Oh, you and I.
Okay. Reed says, Joe, your face camera's upside down. Yeah, the camera flips over when we get 180 in tips, which we just got. We're rotating the camera 1 degree angular for, whoops, I posted the link twice. We're rotating the camera at 1 degree angular for each dollar that rolls in tips. Thank you for noticing.
Yes. And for any of you, if it disturbs you that we're upside down, just a quick tip of 180 would fix that for you.
Yep. Okay, so I gotta go 9 high with this next segment. This is a pretty dark area. 1, 2, 3.
It was a
4,
dark time
5,
for
6,
Joe Hills.
7, 8, 9.
In a dark area.
Okay. Wait, was that maybe? I should have maybe actually gotten an extra one. Okay. Of course, now I'm down here, so it's like.
Now I'm here.
So, hey, you know what? Speaking of places we are 180 away from our next face camera expansion milestone, where we would be singing what exactly, Quinn?
Scenes from an Italian restaurant.
Also by Billy Joel. So if you're a Billy Joel fan, let's see, we're after 11 o'clock.
We've been rocking the Billy Joel all morning here.
Yep. Thank
on
you.
the Joe Hills channels.
Thank you, Nitrogen Monoxide, for that raid. Castabora says, pixel art reminds me of cross-stitch embroidery. Gory Dog, greetings to Las Vegas there. Kaled, good luck with your job. Thanks for hanging out, palling around while you could.
Thanks for palling around.
Palling around.
Like Michael Palin.
Is he the swimmer? No, that's Michael Phelps.
No, I was speaking of the member of Monty Python.
Oh, yeah, that makes way more sense.
No relation to Sarah Palin.
Gotcha.
That I know of.
Yeah, I don't know
I
either.
don't know. She can see Russia from her house.
Well, yeah, let's see if we can find a bed before one of the other hermits does.
So that you can lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down.
Blackheart says, I just had a moth attack me at work. Oh no.
Oh,
I hope your clothes are okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Bum 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 bum. Oh, I forgot to get... This is why I'm always running out of rockets. I'm like, oh, I gotta go down here to get some more black concrete powder. And then I'm like, oh no, I need to go to bed. And I'm like, okay, I need to keep building. Oh no, I need more black concrete powder.
That's just your daily life, I think.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you noticed... Yeah, like, it's like, oh boy, let me put this away. Oh wait, that should go over there. Oh, let me move that.
Oh, it's time to go to bed? Oh my god. I didn't do everything.
Adult moths don't even eat clothes, says Microbird. Well, some of them, you know, you got to keep in mind there's differing tastes.
Sure. Some of us enjoy eating clothes, some of us do not.
Okay. So let's see, we're gonna go up another. How close are we getting to the top of this? Oh, boy. It's one of those things I keep thinking like, oh boy, we're getting so much done. I mean, and we are objectively making progress, but like, this thing is really tall, y'all.
It's tall, y'all.
Yeah.
It's colossal. It's really large.
I don't know if adults of the species have functioning mouth parts for eating clothes or not, but maybe they just nom on them a little, like nom 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 nom.
Nom 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 nom.
Gum 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 gum.
Must be nice to have functioning mouth parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Mouth parts. Okay, so this was
This stream brought to you by mouth parts.
3,
They're parts
6
of a mouth.
9.
369.
Okay, yeah, and then, wow, this is a pretty nondescript area until we get up to that stuff at the top there.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna go get that in. After we... yeah, let's... How do we want to do this? Let's do this part first. It sounds like you're trying to... You're almost playing the beginning of the... leftovers theme, the no sense worrying what and where they all came from.
Yeah. I played that on this stream a couple weeks ago. I could play it again, though.
I love that song. Yeah, while we're talking about show theme songs, like, I'm like,
Right.
let's just do all the hits.
Let me pull this up. Let me pull up these chords.
No one knows for certain, though, so it's all the same to me. I think I'll let the mystery be. I'm just getting it out so that way when Quinn starts singing, I'm not ruining
You're
it for
allowed
everyone.
to sing along, as long as you use that same exact voice.
Yeah, I don't know if I know all the I don't know the
You
words.
don't know all the words because the show didn't use all the lyrics.
Yeah,
all
so
the
there's like
verses.
extra verses and stuff. I don't
Yeah,
know all of
there's
it. So
all sorts of stuff.
okay.
There's all sorts of goodies here.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Okay, so we are up at this level now, I think. Is that right? Yeah. Do 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 bum 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 do 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 bum bum bum. Is that an actual song, or is that just one of those things that like somebody in our high school used to sing all the time?
Like art, for instance.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds. It sounds familiar, but it might just because because someone in our high school sang it all the time.
Yeah, it sounds similar to the song from Community that they play on the like whenever they're on an elevator.
Predated it.
But it's not that song exactly.
Sure.
Okay, so this is
I'm gonna sing another song.
Oh, did you no, I'll be quiet.
Everybody, hold on. Everybody is wondering what and where they all came from. Everybody is worrying about where they're gonna go when the whole thing's done. No one knows for certain, so it's all the same to me. Think I'll just let the mystery be. Some say once you're gone forever, and some say you're gonna come back. Some say you rest in the arms of the Savior if in sinful ways you lack. Some say they're coming back in a garden, bunch of carrots and little sweet peas. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Everybody is wondering what and where they all came from. Everybody is worrying about where they're gonna go when the whole thing's done. No one knows for certain, so it's all the same to me. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Some say they're going to a place called glory, and I ain't saying it ain't a fact. But I've heard I'm on the road to purgatory, and I don't like the sound of that. I believe in love, and I live my life accordingly. But I choose to let the mystery be. Everybody is wondering what and where they all came from. Everybody is worrying about where they're gonna go when the whole thing's done. But no one knows for certain, so it's all the same to me. I think I'll just let the mystery be. I think I'll just let the mystery be.
Woo! Well, that's the opening theme to Season 2 of The Leftovers, a show where 2% of the world disappeared. And a much better exploration of that than in the Marvel Universe.
It's the best show about the pandemic.
That's not about the pandemic.
Exactly.
Because
Because I watched it during the pandemic, as we are now still during the pandemic.
Yeah. Welcome, Gutchus. Glad you could join us. We are currently working on making some concrete powder. I realize I should have brought some sand. Oh, no, we've got sand. We got sand.
No, hands.
Yeah, remember, like, there was a point last week where it's like, oh, we should practice certain things in advance. Well, another thing that
Who has the time?
Another thing that was from the same era of that Nintendo Star Wars gangster rap thing. Or those are two distinct things. Star Wars gangster rap and the Nintendo Star Wars thing were the same era.
The console wars.
The console wars.
Those are two different things.
Yeah, it's when like Flash videos were like with music videos were like the thing.
Like Hamstram Runner.
Yeah, there was also since we were talking about Tim Robbins being in Silo, who played Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
I remembered that there was a like video from that era that was like Shawshank Redemption in a minute. It's like, so you don't have time to watch one of the greatest movies ever. That's fine. We'll break it down for you right now. And it opens with the judge, and he's like, please state your name. I'm Andy Dufresne. I'm on trial for... Oh, no, and then the judge is like, you're on trial for murder in the state of Maine. And it's like...
I don't remember that one.
It's really funny. It's basically... It is the whole film in 60 seconds. Which I would recommend seeing the actual film, but, like... The joke is that nobody who hasn't seen the film is going to actually enjoy this. Like, this is something for people.
I still never saw the film.
Wait, what?
I do know that Andy Dufresne falls mainly on the plains.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you hadn't seen it.
No. And maybe, like, our parents rented it, and you were at an old enough age that they were like, Joe can watch it.
Oh, no. I think I watched it at, like...
a friend's house or something?
Yeah, I think one of the... Yeah, I watched it at somebody else's house.
Yeah. I didn't have that.
Yeah.
I didn't have a friend's house.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. No, I would go to friends' houses, but we just would...
You just didn't watch movies?
we'd play Pokemon or something.
Yeah, we did a lot of movie nights. Is this like how Joe hasn't seen Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Correct. Well, I think it's worse to not have seen Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Okay, well, in fairness, though,
Than Shawshank Redemption.
Okay, but I also don't have a degree in film directing. I feel like if somebody's gonna have gaps in their knowledge about film, that's like considered pretty culturally
Yeah, but you're
important.
an entertainer and performer for a living, and you haven't seen Rocky Horror Picture Show. That seems like a gap.
Is it?
Yeah.
So, like, if we had a dial that, like, went from, like, 0 to 100 of how much more Rocky Horror Picture Show this stream should be, like, where would the audience want that dial set?
Right.
Like,
and similarly, if we had a dial for how much more like Shawshank Redemption this stream should be, where would the audience like that dial set?
yeah. Kindle says that dial should be at 110. I mean, I have a little bit of awareness of Rocky Horror Picture Show because they make jokes about it in Venture Brothers.
Yeah.
So, like, that's obviously a place where, you know, there's some cultural, what do you call it, osmosis here.
Yeah. I missed out on a lot of, like, cultural touchstones as a kid, but my only reference point for a lot of things that I didn't see until I was older was, like, when, like, Tiny Toons or parodies would show up on, like, Animaniacs of things.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's true of a lot of things.
Or like Weird Al. Like, I knew Weird Al's Jurassic Park song long before I saw the movie Jurassic Park.
Or heard MacArthur Park, probably.
Definitely.
So Zips says the first dial, the Rocky Horror dial, should be 22. The Shawshank Redemption should be 68. And Mike says, set it to 11, baby, which I think is a reference to the famous film cum pinball machine Spinal Tap.
This is Spinal Tap.
Musclebop says, I'm not sure that those dials should be adjusted deliberately. It's funny. No, the pinball machine...
Should they be adjusted indeliberately?
No, so the pinball machine is not called This is Spinal Tap. The pinball machine is called That is Spinal Tap, and it has an arrow that points at a projector that shows the film.
Clever.
Badger says, I'm going to see a proper live performance of it tomorrow night. Ooh. Yeah, NJ, once you see This is Spinal Tap live, you're never going to go back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
because the Stonehenge they have is much smaller when you see it on stage.
Oh, yeah.
It has to be seen to be be believed.
Incredible Mike says, I haven't seen that machine. It's very boutique. It's a small run. I haven't actually seen one in person yet. We have a pretty good collector scene here of like people who own arcades and want to share their rare games with the world, which is super, super fortunate. Like I know that. Like, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I played Bond 60th a few times the other day, and people are like, what? That game is like $30,000 to $40,000, and I'm like, yeah, it's not mine, but the guy who bought it likes, you know, owns an arcade and likes sharing stuff that brings joy to others, like, which is. Yeah, a lot of people, even if they own an arcade, are like, yeah, I'm not going to put that one in the arcade right away. I'm going to wait till one of my friends spills something on it first, type of thing. Actually, let's go ahead and put that up there. Okay.
How are we with our goals?
We are 100.
goals.
We are 180 even away from our next goal. I think we need to time box it because at this point we kind of need to go get lunch.
Yeah, knock him out the box.
Luke, knock him out. So if y'all would like to chip in a few bucks toward our lunch, so we can do final brainstorming for our stream tomorrow. We will be streaming for 6 hours tomorrow. Starting at the same bat time on the same bat channel. However, we're going to run 6 hours.
6 hours.
8:30 a.m. U.S. Central until 2:30 p.m. U.S. Central. Way, way more than usual. It's kind of going to be a big one for us. But we're going to be playing The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, I forgot Breath of the Wild 2 in there, in the middle.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Tears of the Kingdom.
I was pronouncing it Tears, and Corinne got mad at me.
Wow.
She's like, Dad, you
she
know.
doesn't even play those games, right?
No, she's
Why
like,
is she so
she's like,
invested?
Dad, you know that it's not pronounced Tears, right?
Wow. I didn't know it was such a big part of the child zeitgeist.
Yeah, the Kinder Zeitgeist.
Yeah. Because her zeitgeist is very different from our zeitgeist.
No, like they
I'll
they
bring up-
just
I'll bring
got
up-
the Wellerman.
Yeah, they just got the Wellerman.
Yeah, like
But then also, like, I don't know, I was talking to her about Olivia Rodrigo, whose album only came out, like, 2 years ago, and she was like, nobody talks about her anymore.
like
I'm like, we're at a pinball bar, they're playing her song. Like, people are talking.
everybody's talking about Olivia Rodrigo.
Everybody's talking about it.
Emmett says, my partner and I will be there. Very excited for the Zelda stream. Oh, me too. Me too. I had a friend that owned a pinball machine we used to play all the time. Have you played Flying Aces? I have not, but I think I actually sketched that because that's going to be in an upcoming tournament. And I decided if I'm going to pay to go to an out-of-state tournament, I should familiarize myself with the layouts, because they'll post a list of like the machines that's going to be in it. I started sketching out the layouts of the machines that I've never played. So I am familiar with it, but I haven't played it yet. Because I don't want to screw up this tournament. It's like... I'm going to be playing against, like... well, actually, I'm probably not going to be playing head-to-head against Escher, but, like, I'm going to be in the same tournament.
MC Escher?
Escher Lefkoff, the, like... so if we go to IFPA... If you're interested in IFPA Pinball, you can go to ifpapinball.com.
Is Escher the Fisher of pinball?
If I go to... Yeah, hold on. Let me see. Where did I see players? Players, yeah.
Players, search.
If I hit search, is that going to give me... Yeah, so you see right here, Escher Lefkoff.
Holy camole.
Yeah,
Number one in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, it's that sort of event where, like, people are going to be coming there from all over. I think Raymond Davidson's going to be there, who's number 4 right now. Neil Graff, number 5, definitely going to be there, because that's, like, his home arcade. Let me pull up the District 82 Triple Flip Open list, because they have a list of who's coming. Because, like, that's part of the draw, is, like, yeah, who's coming. Let me see if there's any other names on here that people might recognize. Steve Bowden another top player. So, yeah, let's see. Anybody else in here who I haven't already mentioned who's recognizable by name?
Well, I mean, you're within the top 100 in Tennessee. You're a pretty big name yourself.
No.
And your daughter's even higher.
Yeah.
In those rankings.
Yeah. Yeah, she can't go to this one because it's when she's at her mom's, but yeah. Okay. But yeah, let me look at that list to see if... Was Flying Aces on there?
Let me look at that list to see if there are flying aces there.
Maybe the list isn't it. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one that has planes in it. No, I was thinking of Sky Kings. Sorry. High, Low, Ace, and Sky Kings were two of the ones that I did draw. And together they sound like Flying Aces.
Sky
Okay, so... We are actually 2 above that right now. Okay, so I need to figure out how far. So we need to go 14 over. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're going to go until we hit 14. So this is going to be 1, 2, 9, 1, 2, 10, 1, 2, 11, 1, 2, 12, 2, 13, 1, 2, 14. Okay, I need to zoom in with the flying camera here to see where we are in terms of our level. We are even with the top of that pixel. Okay, so... Sorry, so I was going to say we should pick a time that we're going to definitely wrap up at.
Oh, yeah, we were trying to time box.
And then we got, yeah. So it's...
Like Rocky.
It's 11:30 now. Let's say at 11:40, if we haven't hit 180, we will wrap up the stream immediately. If we hit 180, we will wrap up the song, but then grab food
10
after.
minutes.
So 10-minute warning. We are 180 away from our 360 goal there.
10 minutes, we're halfway there.
Have I ever been to Fun Spot in New Hampshire? I have not, but it would be really cool to go sometime.
Sounds like a fun
Hey,
spot.
speaking of tips, looks like Grandma Willow just tipped 20, who says, "Enjoy your lunch from Ever Gwen and Grandma Willow." Woo,
Thanks,
thank you.
y'all. Thank you, Ever Gwen and Grandma Willow. We appreciate you.
Woo, woo, woo.
Oh, woo, woo, woo.
Okay, so we're gonna come up a couple levels here. Okay, and then actually one higher than that.
Back in the 90s, I was in a very famous TV show.
I tried singing that song and I couldn't do it the other day. Why don't you do it?
Bojack the Horseman.
Bojack.
Bojack the Horse, don't act you don't know. I don't think I know the second verse. How it's supposed to go.
That's okay. That's still further than I got.
I'm trying to hold on to my past. Yeah, I don't know what the melody's supposed to be there.
Yeah, it's I realize like
Don't remember.
I just know back in the 90s I was in a very
Yeah,
famous TV
that's
show.
the
That
catchy
part I've got
That's the
down.
catchy part.
That's the easy part. But everything after that gets a little bit dicier.
It's all a blur.
Okay, so we're gonna go 4 over, and then we're gonna have our first.
Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet has an original point of view.
And I say, hey, What a wonderful kind of day. If we could learn to work and play. Oh, I forgot to rotate the camera. Sorry, Ever Gwen and Grandma Willow. Here we go. Rotating into 200 degrees. Sky Hudson just says, being a Sky expert, camera is upside down. Yeah, the camera rotates 1 degree angular for every $1 we get in tips during the stream.
Sky Hudson's in flight.
Afternoon delight.
Gotta listen to your heart. Listen to the beat.
Listen to the rhythm of the street. Open up your eyes, open up your ears. Get together and make it better by working together. It's a simple message, and it comes from the heart. Oh, believe in yourself, for that's the place to start.
And I say, hey,
Hey!
what a wonderful kind of day. If we can learn to work and play and get along with each other.
Hey!
And I say, hey,
Hey!
what a wonderful kind of day. If we could learn to walk and play and get along with each other. Get along, get along, get along, get along with each other.
You know what I realized is because of the haze in that song, that could actually be a really
We've
good
discussed this before.
Outska country song.
Oh,
no,
Outska.
we discussed it doing it as a Beetlejuice song. But
Oh, I see. As an outska, I see.
yeah, I think that could be fun. Okay, let's see here. So we've got 1, 2, and then Gray Terracotta. Dun, 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 dun,
1, 2, great terracotta. 1,
2, Great Terracotta. 1, 2, Great Terracotta. 1, 2, Great Terracotta. Placing black concrete powder. Placing black concrete powder. If this were Massachusetts, I might be eating chowder. But I'm gonna place it's like a race, putting down black concrete powder. Woo!
It's powder hour here.
Welcome to the Joe Hills Powder Hour. Yeah, oh boy.
4 minutes.
Hey, we got a tip rolling in for 10 from NJ who says, coffee on me. For you both. Thank you, NJ. Rotating us now to 210 degrees angular.
210 degrees angular, 150 away from 360.
Yeah.
Thank you, NJ.
Thank you, NJ.
Thank you, the entire state of New Jersey,
Ooh.
for your tip.
Indeed.
Tax dollars at work, people.
How so?
Well, it's from the state of New Jersey. Where else would the money come from?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't think I understood the prompt. Okay. Okay. Let's see.
Joe, I don't think you know how state governments work, do you?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
They build stadiums, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they exist, to build stadiums.
Stadiums. Boy, I'm a little worried.
Stadium Arcadium.
Louis says hi again. Okay, wait. Oh no, I am doing this wrong. Hold on.
Bonjour, Louis.
Bonjour, Louis.
Bonjour.
Okay.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Papa.
Hello?
Papa.
Hello.
Hello. Yo, is it? What as I always do? What crying way?
I always liked in, I think it's in The Hobbit in particular, that stuck out to me, that J.R.R. Tolkien has Bilbo say, "Hullo," with the U, Hullo.
Yeah, did
That
they
always
keep that for
stood
the
out to me.
films?
I don't believe so.
They were just like, oh, we gotta cut that.
We got it. That's
for
gonna,
time,
for
like
time,
we just don't. We
it's
can't.
also it's gonna turn a lot of people off.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
This series. We're trying to make these approachable.
Yeah.
Because it's, at the time they were like, this is the most expensive nerd adaptation of all time. We got to be careful here. We can't be saying hello.
Hello.
The masses will not enjoy that.
We are the masses. We don't need you to give us classes on putting yous in words where they don't belong.
Don't belong.
No, no.
No, no.
Okay. I feel like I'm kind of getting this. Where's this? So this is going to be like a darker orange here. Okay, another. So then these two. Oops, that's the wrong orange.
1 minute remaining in our stream.
Hey, welcome, Mr. Joker TV. We're about to wrap up.
The Joker took over your TV.
Oh no, it's like Max Headroom back in the 80s. Is that too
I
deep a
understood that reference.
cut? Yeah.
I wish more things like that would happen.
Well, I mean, clearly we just need more easily pirated uplinks between the ground station and the antenna.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
There's a whole movie called Videodrome that kind of operates on that mechanic and that premise that's, such pirating television signals can happen.
Yeah. Because it was a really simple thing. They basically sent a more powerful signal to the receiver at the top of the antenna. Because the broadcast antenna would have a receiver where they would beam stuff up from the ground station. It wasn't hardwired in.
Isn't that an element to the film UHF as well, the Weird Al movie?
It might be. I actually have not seen UHF.
I think you should.
I should, but like, where am I gonna find time? I've gotta play Zelda for 6 hours tomorrow. Y'all need to come back tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. until 2:30.
I could take over for like 90 minutes.
I
And
just
then
go.
you go watch UHF. And
You just occasionally. Is it funny if I'm just sitting here like next to you on the iPad, like just watching UHF?
And we hear you laugh occasionally, but I'm not going to ask for an explanation.
I'll just be like, "What a large set of suspenders!" Or so, I don't know what's in there.
Right.
So okay.
I wouldn't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, please don't. Please don't. Okay. I'm looking at this here, and we are at 11:40. It is time for us to send folks on. Happy trails, y'all. Thank you to everyone who joined us. Thank you to everybody who tipped. Once again, Quinn and I are splitting those tips 50-50.
So long till tomorrow.
Till tomorrow. Okay, let's see. Looks like our friend Isuma is streaming, and he's got a new computer, so this could go catastrophically.
I would not assume that.
No, Isuma's been testing the computer extensively for quite a while.
Okay, good.
When you get over there, our raid messages. Howdy, y'all. Joe Hill's raid here. And thank y'all so much for joining us this morning again. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee.
And this is Quinn Hills from Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, we forgot to send people to your link. If you want to commission music from Quinn, you go to redactedhills.com.
It would help me out a lot right now. I don't have full-time employment. So this is my employment.
This is it. Yeah, redactedhills.com.
This is it. And do I have savings? No, I don't have savings.
No.
No. Who has the time?
Who has the time? Oh.
In this economy?
Yeah. If you wanted to follow Quinn on Tumblr, it's tumblr.com/QuinnHills.
Oh, yeah, I'm on there. I got a lot of check marks.
Woo. Wow, you do. You're catching up.
Woo.
And then you're also at twitch.tv/RedactedHills.
I'm streaming tonight.
What time?
At 10 p.m. Central.
Ooh.
Unless Joe decides to end earlier, then I'll start earlier.
I try not to do that. I just yeah. Okay.
I mean, we are gonna stream for 6 hours.
We are gonna stream for 6 hours tomorrow, so
we'll
I
see
probably
what happens.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, until next time stream, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. And Quinn Hills.
Quinn Hills, keep adventuring.
Keep adventuring. Reading the Suma. Stopping the stream.